Ready? We should be live just about now and ready to get into this. So, today we're going to go through a game development process, building out a game for kids, well, for just about anybody, really. We're going to put together a simple game that uses some knights and castles. We're going to have the player send the knights off to the castle, work on the animation, the movement, the navigation, all of the different systems to kind of tie it together and make it work. This is something that I tried to do a little bit last week and ran into little bit of a problem and had to stop. So we're just going to restart. I'm going to take you back through from the beginning, the start of the process of pulling in a little bit of the art. We'll set up the animations again real quick, and then we'll go through the code, write it all up, and hopefully you'll learn a lot along the way. Now, the game type that we're going to build is going to be relatively simple, so don't expect that you'll be in love with the game specifically. But all of the different things that we're going to cover, they should apply to just about any type of game that you're going to build. So let's stop playing, and I want to just run you through what we have in here so far and kind of delete things out. So I'm going to just delete out. Actually, let's just go in and pull in the blank demo scene. So I'm going to go to my window and go to Package Manager. And I've already grabbed the Synty Knights and Castles pack. Oh, sorry, my volume was low. I've just cranked myself up. There we go. Hopefully that's much, much better. All right. So we'll start again. Today we're going to go over building out a full night game in a castle, and it's going to be a lot of fun. You should really enjoy it. Make sure that you hit like and subscribe and all that too, since we're restarting my little stream here. All right, so go ahead and hit the like, subscribe button. I'm going to open up the package manager, and we're going to go to the Synty Studios castle one, and that's going to be under my assets instead of the Unity registry option there. And then I just want to search for castle. I'm just going to re-import it and kind of reset my scene and reset my entire project. So I've got my, where'd that thing go? Synty Castle, Polygon Knights, Castle right here. This is the one. So I'm just going to import that package. I'm going to go to my project view though first and just delete out what I had. I had this Polygon Knights package. I'm going to wipe it out because we're going to start from scratch. All right, we'll import in the package now. And then I'll reopen the demo scene and you get a fresh view of what it looks like. So anybody that wants to follow along can follow along. This is just an asset pack that I already had from before. It's one of the ones that I got on, I think, a Humble Bundle or maybe one of the sales because I thought it was pretty cool and pretty neat. I think it's only 20 bucks regular though. So it's pretty cool pack. You could use whatever you want to follow along though and just do it in whatever theme or environment you want to use. If you got an asset pack, you could use that. If you just want to use squares or whatever, I guess you could use that like using cubes or something. Let's go into the scenes folder. No, not the scenes folder, the Polygon Knights folder. And then in the demo folder and reopen the demo scene. Now we're going to lose all of my beautiful work from before. Don't worry though, we're going to recreate it all. So hit don't save. And now we've got our nice empty scene. So the first thing that I wanted to do was kind of talk a little bit about the game design and where we're going to set up our camera shot. Let's look at the cameras though, because I showed this a little bit in the first one. There are a couple different cameras already set up. If you just search for camera in the hierarchy, you see there's a castle one, a church one, and if you look down here, you can kind of see the preview. I know it's really, really small, but it's there, so you can kind of see it. I could also go to these and just hit F, kind of get an idea of where they are and what they're looking at. So this is kind of looking off in this direction of this area. I mean, I could just turn the camera on as well. If I wanted, I could just hit play and then just turn on and off whichever cameras I wanted. In fact, let's just do that real quick. Take a quick peek. Stop playing. Uncheck that maximize on play. Play again. We'll go find the cameras. I'll select all. That's Control A, by the way, to just select all. Actually, let's just do a Shift select. I'm going to uncheck all of the cameras. Oh, uncheck all the cameras, and then we'll just go through each one. So the castle looks like that. That's pretty much the shot that we're going to use for the game. But let's see what the other ones are. The church looks, I don't know, like, I guess it's a shot of a church. This could be cool for like an intro of like somebody walking up or something. No, just looking at these for inspiration and thoughts of things that we could use them for along the way. This is the one that I used for the thumbnail. So I actually set the guy right here, made a little thumbnail to use that. I don't know if we'll use this area for anything else other than thumbnails. Who knows? And then the town. This is the one that was super busy. So we're going to use this castle one. I'm going to go to the scene view, hit F, clear my filter, and just zoom around real quick so you can see kind of the whole level, the whole area. The castle view is the one that I want to use. That was that area, and then I don't know. This is the graveyard, I think it was, and then somewhere in the city was the other view. But we'll use this castle one. And what I want to do is set it up so that there are just two armies of knights to start. So we'll just make like one, actually start with a single knight that'll give a little bit of instructions, and then spawn some number of knights, and then have the player send them off to the correct castle. So one castle will take, 4 knights, one castle will take 8 knights. Send the group of 8 off to the 8. We'll set up the pathing, make it all work, and see if we can go through that process real quick. So let's stop playing, and we're going to, well, first, I guess we've got our camera set up. Let's just pull the main camera castle out. I'm just going to take that out from being a child. As I drag it all the way down here, collapse this stuff just by hitting the left arrow, and then just make sure I've got my camera available and ready. I want to make sure this is the only camera on. If I hit play, pretty sure this is the one that's playing, right? Nope, it's not. So I have other cameras on. Let's go find those other cameras. The other cameras, the town, the church, I want to turn off. I'm just going to go uncheck those. Eventually, we're just going to rip those out, though, and switch to a Cinemachine setup. First, though, let's go grab our character. We'll go to the models, and no, maybe it's under prefabs. I think prefabs characters. There we go. And here we've got a bunch of different knights. We've got knights and soldiers, and I can see the little preview down here in the bottom that you can't see. So let me pop that over here and make it a little bit more visible. So here you can see all of the different knights. I can view them, kind of scroll through, look at the different versions. What is this? Soldiers, soldiers, and then knights and knights. Okay, a couple different versions of them. So we're just gonna take, I think, the blue and the orange knight. We'll just take the first two. I'll take the orange knight, or what did I take? This must be blue, right? Take the blue knight, drag him over here, hit E, rotate him a little bit to face towards that camera. Then I'll take the orange knight and do the same. Actually, let me get a different orange knight. I'll take knight 2, this orange, so that he looks a little bit different. Not just differentiate on color, but on the model. All right, now I've got 2 different knights. Let's go to the game view, see what that looks like. All right, I've got my knights kind of in position. The first thing I wanted to do, or the first thing I did in the last one, and I want to kind of recreate, is set up some simple blending animations with the camera, a little voiceover that's like an introduction so that it flows really well. Because I didn't mention this at the beginning. The whole goal of this was I wanted to make this game for a toddler, make it so that they can go through and learn their numbers, learn their counting, and kind of figure out how to associate numbers like 5 of a thing, or I don't put 4 fingers, 5 of a thing with the number 5, or 4 of a thing with the number 4, or whatever. And he really loves knights, so I thought, hey, why not make a knight-based game that does exactly that? So we need to first pull in a camera system that'll allow us to do the camera animations, set up a little bit of voiceovers. I've already got some voiceovers, but we're just going to delete them and we'll recreate them. And then we're going to go through the spawning process of spawning a bunch of knights and making them walk into things. Let's start by pulling in Cinemachine. We'll go to Window and go to Package Manager. And then I'm going to go up here to My Packages and switch that to Unity Registry. This should make it so that Cinemachine shows up right here on the left. It's not very far down. And I just need to hit install. It's already installed. I'm going to actually just remove it real quick and reinstall it so everybody can see it, just in case you're curious what that process looks like. It's very, very simple, though. We just got to wait a second. Anyway, I just want to say thanks, by the way, everybody in chat for just coming out and joining. Hopefully this is really helpful and you guys learn a lot. If anybody has any questions or just feedback or thoughts or ideas along the way, feel free to just drop them in chat. I'm going to kind of keep an eye on that while we're coding and stuff. All right, so I've removed the Cinemachine package. We'll just reinstall it real quick. And then we're going to set up a new camera. I don't know why I removed it and reinstalled it. Mostly just to show that you just have to click, I guess, the little install button here to install it. So that's pretty much it. Not a whole lot of value there. All right. Once that's installed, we're going to add a Cinemachine camera. So we're going to go to Game Object, Cinemachine, and we're going to add a Blend List camera. Blend List camera just blends between 2 different camera views. So I'm going to hit enter, let it name it CM Blend List camera for 1 right now. 1 for right now. There we go. I'm going to move this preview window down here, get it out of the way. And then we're going to set up these 2 VCams. If you look here, it has virtual camera children, and these map down to these CM VCam children that we've got. Now, if I look at the first one, I'll go to the scene view. You see that this one is kind of up close and I guess really close. And the second one is, and it's actually at the same exact position. Let's hit play though and see what happens with these cameras. So we play, and it does like this weird zoom in. So the camera was in a weird spot, and then it played and kind of went to an even weirder spot. So let's take a look at these two cameras. I'm going to take the CMV cam here and just hit solo on it, go to the game view, and see what this looks like. So this first camera should be a view that kind of matches to this. Let's go to the second one. The second one is a view that matches like this. Not what we want at all. So first thing I want to do is start, I think, zoomed in. I want to start like zoomed in right on his face. I'm going to take that first camera and I'm just going to move it. Instead of having it be where it is right there, I'll just take it and move it right here so it's kind of zoomed in on this character. Let's get it, I think maybe all the way up here. Control Shift F to lock it into my position or make it match the rotation. Just hold Control Shift F while I'm over the scene view and that camera matches. Now if I go to the game view, you can see that, yeah, that's pretty close to what I want. I think that looks good. Now I'm going to go to the second VCam, go to my scene view, and I'm going to pull this one out. So I think this one I want to give kind of an overview. I'm going to start saying something and then kind of pull out and give an overview and maybe turn a little bit like this so you can see both castles. So I hit Control Shift F again, go to the game view, and let's make the second one solo mode so I can see it and notice that it's way zoomed in. So if you look in the scene view, it looks like it's this tiny little box here. What's actually happening is the field of view here is set down really low. If we compare that to the other field of view, which is 60, it's obviously much, much smaller. If I change that back up to 60 and then go back to the game view, let's see, did I mess that up? What did I do? Oh, I got to make it solo mode. Oh, there we go. Make it solo mode, then it'll work. So it's just kind of an interesting thing with the blend list camera, the default one, it keeps the cameras in the same position and it just changes the field of view for the default blend. Here we're just doing a move for the blend instead. Now if I hit play, it should start up close and then zoom out. Now we can control that zoom with this little blend list camera option here. It's got a couple options, or this blend list camera component has a couple options. The first is right here though, where we can control the blending and the wait time. So if I want this to wait on this character for maybe 3 seconds and then zoom out over 2 seconds, which is I guess what it does, let's make it 3. I can just change those values, hit play, and it should do the zoom. Of course, we can add more and more cameras to this and just make it zoom as many, or blend through as many as we want. So there we go. That looks okay, but now I want to go through and add in the audio. So one of the things I did previously, and I've talked about this a bit, was generate some audio for our character. There's this tool that I found out about not too long ago, this Replica Studios tool. It just lets you kind of generate audio by typing it in, picking a voice, and downloading it, which I find really handy, especially for things like these tutorials or just prototypes of games or things where I want to have voiceovers and I just don't have any voices and I don't want to record it myself or go through a long process of getting it. So what we'll do is just open it up. I'll show you how it works real quick and then show you how I downloaded that file. It's really, really simple, though. You just grab their tool. They give you 30 minutes for free. They're giving me 10 hours and 30 minutes for free so far, and I've used a couple of seconds, or only a couple minutes in. It's a ridiculous amount if you aren't like just dropping in a full novel. Like I just drop in the words that I want to say, and then it just kind of works. So here's actually the one that I had from before. Let's recreate it, though. I'm just going to copy this text. This hello, Commander. Thanks for coming to help us. We need you to send the knights to their castle. I'm going to copy it here and go through the process one more time. So if you want to create your own text, you just type it in here. You say like, hello. I'm going to say hello. Yeah, let's just type in the same thing. Commander, thanks for coming to help. Oh, I'm going to change it a little bit. Let's say, hello, Commander. We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle. Can you count for us? Something like that. So then we pick a speaker. So you use the drop down and just go choose the character that you want. And the thing that I found is the ones that have this number of styles up to like 3 are the ones that are kind of like the most fleshed out voices that seem to work the best for the characters. And I was using, which one was I using? Like the gray one? Maybe I'll use.
My doggy is so smart.
Definitely not that one. That's not going to work. I want to use a night sounding one.
Hello, stranger.
Yeah, this was the one I was using. I'm going to go with this one. So use gray. We'll hit save take. Actually, we probably should have hit play first. But save take will just download or give us a file to download that's just an MP3 or I think an OGG or a WAV. I think it gives us all three options. Where'd my file go? What did I do? Did I miss it? Save take. Loading. Oh, okay. It did. Oh, I missed it. It was right here. I just recreated it. I just wasted an extra 6 seconds. There we go. So I can download the MP3 right here by clicking on it and then go into my folder. So where's the correct folder? Let's go find it. We'll go into our audio folder right here, hit show in Explorer, copy this path, and then I'll paste it in over here. And then we'll give this a better file name than just this GUID ID. This is GUID, which ends with ID. So it makes sense to add ID to it. So we'll just call this like hello commander. There we go. Save that file off, jump into Unity, and now we've got voiceovers that we can drop on our character. So I'm going to go to the knight. We'll take the blue knight here. Go to scene view real quick. I'm just going to drop this onto him so that he's got an audio source. He'll auto play it, and hopefully we'll just hear everything right away. We'll get a little zoom out animation. We'll see some stuff working, and then we'll go on to, well, character animation, I guess would be next, right? And then we'll do gameplay logic right after that. So let's hit play. Try it out. Seems really silent. I'm not hearing him make any noise here. So what have I missed? Oh, I know what I missed. I need to go to my main camera. And on this camera, because I created a camera when there was already a camera here, there's no audio listener. So I need to go add an audio listener. And I know that because I've made this mistake multiple times before. And this time I remembered. So if you run into that mistake and you're not hearing audio, remember to look for an audio listener. Make sure that there is one. You always see the error saying that there are also too many audio listeners. But if you look down here at the bottom of my screen, this is another thing too. If you have an error, look down at the bottom of your screen because you might have a little message saying, "Hey, there are no audio listeners in the scene. Add one." Right? Then you won't have this problem. So let's clear the error one more time, hit play, and see if it's better.
Hello, Commander. We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle. Can you count for us?
Okay, so he doesn't say count very well, so I might change that. But other than that, I think that it's looking good. So let's set up animations, and then we'll go back through and maybe change up the voiceover a little bit because pretty sure he's not going to know what he said there. So let's do animations next. So go into the project view, and if we look here, I don't believe these characters come with any animations by default. So if you look at the character models and just expand it out, it doesn't have any animations on it. If I search down here, I'm pretty sure there's no animations. Yeah, we got nothing here. So what we're going to do is go grab some animations. And the normal way that I do this, there's two ways. One is just grab some animations off the asset store, pull them in, and retarget them at the characters. I actually tried that with some of them, and I ran into some issues that were just kind of a pain. So I figured I would show the more interesting way that doesn't require anybody to go buy any specific asset pack and isn't nearly as opinionated. And that's just using the free animations on Mixamo.com. So I'm going to pull it up right now, and then I'll drag it over and show you exactly what it looks like once I get logged in. Logging in. Oh, way too many accounts. And we'll drag it over here. So if you've never used this site before, oh, look, I've already got my character uploaded, but I'll run you through it real quick. If you've never used this before, it's actually really cool. You can grab a whole bunch of different characters. You can just pick a character that you want to use. You can then go pick some animations that you want to target on it. So you pick the character, you pick like a sitting laughing animation. I mean, there's all kinds of different animations, not just the normal walking, talking, or whatever. There's a couple thousand animations on here. You pick the ones that you want to use, and then you download them for Unity. So you hit download. You pick download for FBX for Unity, and usually without skin to grab the animation. The first one you'll want to grab with skin because that's getting you your textures and materials and stuff. But the animations that you're going to grab afterwards, you get without skin. So let's stop with this character, and let's go try out our own actual character. So go to the characters. Oh, actually just hit upload character. There we go. And then I'll take the knight here. So I'm going to drag this down just a bit. Here, let's see if we can reposition things a little bit. I'm going to take my knight model from the characters folder, take this polygon knight, and then drop it right onto, oops, that didn't do it. Let's try that again. Let's reposition the window. So I just need to get the file onto the little drop area there. There we go. Now that that's done, let's see. Did I mess up my entire OBS layout? As long as that looks good, we should be good. Get that in position and that one. So characters uploading and processing, it takes usually not very long. There we go. Looks like it's done already. And then let me see. We've got our character up. We'll hit next and we'll hit next. And then we're just going to go grab some animations. So I want to get a couple animations here. I want to have some sort of an idle animation, something that just has them sitting there when they're not doing anything like active. Oh, I need to go to the animations tab, find an idle. So thinking like, not really like a combat-y idle, but something where they're just kind of standing there waiting, like relatively chill. That could be an interesting one. That's a little active though. Let's see, we got an old man idle. No. A breathing idle. This might be like kind of the one we want. By the way, the reason that you're seeing all of these characters here and the character looks really, really weird, I'm going to talk about in just a second. I realized I hadn't mentioned that and called it out because this character looks like he's all kinds of messed up. It's actually 5 meshes in there that are all stacked up. We uploaded that. That's just the way that the character is set up in the pack. I'm going to hit download though. I'm going to take this idle. We're going to do it without skin. Make sure it's Unity, FBX for Unity, and hit download. That'll give us the first animation. I'm going to drop it into our folder. So I've got that path copied already. So we'll just paste it, go up here. We'll make an animation folder. And then in here, we'll drop in the file. So we've got the breathing idle. Save that off. And then let's go grab a walk. I want some sort of just a walking, not backwards, just a walking forward. Let's see, walk backward with a briefcase. Whoa, stop shaking my screen. Walking, there we go. That looks good. I'm going to make this be an in-place one, though. And then I'm going to expand out the character arm space a little bit. So his arms just kind of go out a little bit more. You can control that with this little slider right here. This helps move them out so they're not kind of clipping through his body. I find that it's useful when you've got characters with armor, especially. Let's download again. Download. And we've got a knight idling and a knight walking. I don't know. Do we need any other animations for this right now? Oh, I want one where they're kind of like cheering or talking or something like that, or moving their hands or something. Let's do talk. Talking at a water cooler, talking. Okay, yeah, that one looks like me talking, so I'll go with that. Let's expand out the arm space again a little bit more. And then we'll download this one. So let's download it as an FBX without skin. And save. Let me see if there are any other ones that I want to grab here. Yeah, let's take this one too. Let's move out the arm space and download it too. So we got 2 little talking animations, a walk, and an idle. That should be, I think, pretty perfect for our character. So let's make this talking 1 arm. This is the one where he just moves 1 arm out while he's talking. All right, now I've got all my beautiful animations. What do I do with them? The first thing I need to do is go hook them up. I need to go to my character here. I need to make sure that my Polygon Knight's rig type is set to humanoid. It should be by default, but if your character is not humanoid, make sure that you go switch it to humanoid. Then we'll go to our animation folder. I'm going to select all of them. Just hit Control A to select everything in the folder while I'm clicked down there, by the way. And then we're going to go from generic to humanoid, but we're going to shortcut it by going to avatar definition and hitting copy from other avatar. That'll bring up the little box here where I can select an avatar, and we're going to search the avatar or search for the avatar of the knight. So I hit the search box. We'll go find our knight, and I'm going to click on it, and it's going to say, do you want to change it to humanoid? Bam, it changed that over, and that's probably good, but I want to click on this and make sure that this is the right avatar, because when I hit the search, there were 2 different options. So let's go double check. The first one is the one in models characters, and the second one is in models fixed scale characters. We're using the one in characters, so yeah, the top one's correct. Just want to double check, make sure I've got the right things, and then hit apply. Now I should be able to see my animations. I'm going to go take a look at them. I'm going to look at this breathing one. I'm going to drag the preview window up here. Definitely like that the preview window is a separate tab now and not that weird little pop-out thing. It feels so much better. All right, so I've got the preview window here. Let's hit play on our animation and see what the breathing idle looks like. Okay, seems fine. Let's try it with this character on it. Oop, there we go. See what it looks like with the actual character. That looks not bad at all. Let's try the talking with 1 arm. Okay, it's a little bit in his body, but not too bad. talking with two arms, and the walking. Looks good. So I've got all the animations here kind of working, and I want to go set it up so that they actually work with the character. Next step is going to be to create an animator controller. So if we go look at our knight, both of these knights already have an animator on them that was automatically added. It was it's probably put on by whoever made the prefab, and then they have a room for an animator controller. I believe, is there an animator controller in here? Oh, there actually isn't even one in the project. I thought maybe there was a sample one in the project, but there isn't even one of those. So we're gonna go create one. We'll go to the animation folder, right click, create, and choose animator controller. Animator controller really just controls what animations are playing on a character. It's not very complicated, but it can look a little overwhelming if you're new to it. I'm gonna call this a knight, or just name it knight because it's gonna be the animator controller for my knights. Select all of my knight, no, not select all my knight animations. Select both of my knights, and I'm going to assign this controller to it. So both of these knights are selected here. That's why it's got the little dot, and both of them now have that animator controller. You can see knights on them both. Now I want to go into the animator controller. Just double click it, and it'll pop up the animator window. If you don't have that, you can go to, or is it window, animation, and then animator and pop it up. It may just be lost off to the side or something. Let's see, move this preview window back down and out of the way since I don't need it. And then we're going to set up our animation. So the first animation, like the default animation for our character here, is just going to be an idle. They'll just be standing there doing nothing until we make them walk or talk or something. So we'll expand out the idle animation here. This is the FBX. So the FBX here actually has the model in it. Well, I thought I did it without skin. I might have missed something there. But it also has the animation here. So, oh no, I did do it without skin. I forgot I dragged the character down there for the preview. So what I want to do now is just take this breathing idle animation that's a child here and drag it out. And if you don't see that, you could be in this weird icon view. Make sure that you just grab the slider down here or control and mouse wheel and then just expand it out, grab that idle. I've got my breathing idle animation here, and now that should just kind of play automatically. If I go to the game view and I hit play, I should see him breathe at least once. Let's try it.
Hello, Commander. We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle. Can you count for us?
All right, yeah, they're breathing. I mean, they're wobbling a bit and they've stopped, but they were breathing, right? So let's go change up the breathing animation a little bit. Couple things that we want to do. First is we want to make it loop because loop time was not on, so things aren't going to loop. The next thing we could do is just bake in the position. So just hit bake, bake, and hit apply, and then hit play one more time. Now we should expect them to keep playing the animation.
Hello, Commander. We're happy that you came to help us.
Let's take a peek.
We need you to send the knights to the right castle. Can you count for us?
There we go. So now they're animating. They should keep animating. And notice they're not doing the weird wobble anymore because we baked in those positions. We're not using root motion here at all. So that looks good. Now the next thing I want to do is make it so that when he's talking, he actually plays some sort of a talking animation. So let's actually make him begin with a talking animation. We'll go to the animator and we'll go in and take maybe the talking with two arms, drag that out here. And then we're going to make this the default animation. So I'll right click, set layer as the default state. And then I'll right click and we're going to make a transition. And then I get this arrow that I can just drop. I'm going to drop it onto breathing idle, which will make it transition from talking into breathing idle once talking has finished. I can click on the transition and see a little bit of detail about it. And if I got my preview window back up here, let's drag it back up so you can see it. I can actually preview the transition. So it goes from this and then transitions into the idle again. So that's kind of how it's going to look. So let's hit play and just try it out. You should do kind of like the...
Hello, Commander. We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle. Can you count for us?
So obviously that's not perfect. It's a little bit weird, like the camera transition's weird. You can't see the arms or anything else. So I think the first thing I want to do is just go modify the transition real quick. I'm going to go to the blend list camera. I'm going to go to the scene view real quick. And I'm going to take this first V cam. I think I'm just going to pull it out a tiny bit. Let's go to the game view. Let's see. I'm going to drop the game view here side by side. We'll make this one solo for just a second. Grab it, hit W, move over here. Whether it's right mouse button and just WASD to move around and then shift to kind of sprint. If you're not used to Unity or just not familiar with running around the editor. And then Q and E go up and down too. Really good to get fast with those. All right, let's zoom that out just a little bit. I'm thinking more like this. And then I'm going to make a second camera. So I'm going to start really close. Then I'll do a Control D, duplicate it. Let's make this one be camera 2. Let's see, call this camera 2, close, talking. And then I'll make this one camera 3, far shot, or far, castles. There we go. And then what I want to do for the second shot is just pull it out a little bit more. So select the second shot and drag it out. Oh, let's make it solo mode. Drag it out just a bit so that he's talking and it's kind of like that. Maybe I even pull it down a little bit and rotate it up just a little. So now let's go modify the blend. I'll select the blend here. We'll make sure that the order is already good. That looks good. We just want to add in another blend here. So I'm going to hit plus. And then we're going to go start with the first one. I'll hold it for like maybe half a second. Then I want to do a blend to the second camera. And I want to do that over maybe half a second so that it's a 1 second until we're at the full part. It says hello commander and then the arms are wiggling or whatever. In fact, maybe I'll just do it instantly. Maybe like a 0.1 second there. And then we'll do a hold here for, I'm thinking, the 3 seconds that we were doing before, and then zoom out. Let's save and try that. I think that's going to look and feel quite a bit better without having to do much work.
Hello, Commander. We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle. Can you count for us?
All right, that's looking a little bit better. So let's see, what do I want to do now? Thinking we've got my cameras transitioning, we've got the guy animating. I think the next part is going to be to, I guess, set up some actual gameplay. Let's make it so that once they are ready to start, so they just click. Well, how do I want to make them start? Maybe just say, click on the or click on me to start or something. I don't know. I wonder, is there a prop that I could make them? Let me see if there's a prop. Maybe I can make like a little prop that they just break or do something with real quick to start the game. Let's see. Is there a broken version of the box or anything? Whatever. We'll just start it without giving them any input. So we'll just have the game start. So I think the first thing we'll do is just spawn up some number of knights and a number of things that need to be in a spot and kind of link that up so the player can pick, or the kid can pick the right one for the army of knights. So let's do it. Oh, I know how we'll do it. We'll line it up like this. Once they start, I'll have the knights kind of walk on screen. We'll go bam, bam, bam. They'll kind of walk right on up. Maybe we'll turn the camera view a little bit like this. They'll walk right up, and then there'll be a certain number, and then you can pick which castle they need to go into. So let's make some prefabs. Let's make a prefab for the knights that are gonna walk, and then let's spawn some knights, make them walk, and then yeah, and then we'll go from there. I don't know. We'll start there. I think that seems like a fun place to begin. So I'm gonna make a prefab folder, create a new folder, prefabs. We'll go into here, and I'm gonna take, do I want to use this blue knight as the basis? Let's just take the orange knight, and I'm gonna use him as kind of my starting point. I'm gonna make a new prefab off of him instead of a variant. I'm not gonna use the synty prefab. I just want to have like my own copy of it. That's my own little weird custom version, so I can do whatever I want with it and not worry about the asset pack. So here we go. I've got my knight, and I want to make him walk. So let's start by, I guess let's just make it navigatable. Let's make it so that he can slide up here and play a walk animation. So first thing we'll need is a nav mesh agent. Just drop on a nav mesh agent. If you've never used nav mesh agents before, they're extremely simple. It's built into Unity. You should definitely check it out for simple navigation stuff. I'll handle most problems. Let's go into the navigation window, and it's under AI and then navigation. It's weird. It's like the only one that's got its sub menu with only one thing under there. Feels like it should just be its own menu. Anyway, let's go to the bake option and hit bake. I expect nothing's going to happen. Yep, it just goes instantly to doing nothing. It's because the ground here, or the parts that we want to be walkable, aren't marked off as walkable. So if you actually select the ground pieces here, actually this is kind of nicely built for this. I can select this ground here and maybe this ground here, just holding control, selecting both of those dirt pieces. And then I'm thinking like this piece here, and this piece and this piece. So right now I'm just selecting all of the parts that I want the characters to be able to walk on, holding control and just clicking on them. So there we go. I got that one, and I want them to come all the way into here, so I'll click these pieces too. Yeah, that looks good. So with all of those selected, I'm going to go to the static option, which you can't really see there. Let's go to the navigation window instead. Go to the object section, and there's a navigation static button or checkbox here, and it defaults to walkable. The other way you can do it is in the inspector. The static thing has a navigation static drop-down option. You can pick that as well. It's the same option. You can see that's why it changed there and it got picked. And I've got 10 objects selected. I like the new editor updates that have been coming. It's really nice. Let's save the scene now, go to bake and hit bake again, and now all those areas turn blue. So what that's done is just bake out the areas or save out, like calculates out, saves out all of the areas where things can walk, and it marks it here in blue. So now the nav mesh agents will just be able to go along this navigation path and work kind of magically almost without us having to really write a whole lot of code. We just give it a destination and it kind of figures out the rest on its own. So here's our knight, our orange knight. I'm going to rename this from character knight 02 to orange knight. And I'm going to hit F2, copy that, and just paste that down here too. So that the prefab name matches my character name, and it doesn't have that interesting synty name. So let's see, what do I want to do? I'm going to duplicate the knight and just put him right over here, I think. Yeah, so that's what I'll do. I'm going to have the one orange knight be like the leader there, and all the other knights come to him, and then we'll count him up. So let's duplicate him. We'll hit W. I'm going to move him over here, and then we'll turn this guy around real quick. We're going to work on spawning these guys and disabling, re-enabling, and all that stuff afterwards. First, though, let's just make them all exist. So duplicate W, duplicate W, duplicate W, duplicate W, duplicate W, duplicate W. And what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, and well, yeah, we'll do 9. We'll do a total of 9, so we can have up to 10 knights come on the screen at once. That seems pretty good. Now let's make a script for the knights to go to their positions. Now I kind of want to just set up positions for these knights for where they should be. In fact, it kind of makes me feel like maybe I should just move these knights over here, set them up, and figure out those positions. But I guess for now, I'll just make them move to this guy. Let's call him the Orange Knight Leader. I'll make them move to him, cluster around, and then we'll clean it up so that they don't look like a weird mess of guys trying to run into him. So we'll start that way. So let's begin with making the Orange Knights just be able to go to their leader. So we'll add in some scripts. We've got a couple scripts here already. I'm going to delete all 3 of these because we're going to restart all of our code. And we're going to just begin with a simple knight script. We're doing this totally different direction than last time, and it doesn't really matter because we're just building out a game. We're going to build out something simple. We're not going to, it doesn't really matter where we start. I guess it really just matters that we start. So we're going to get all the code done eventually. As long as we write code and we're constantly writing stuff and adding more, we'll get there. So let's go to our orange knights, go select them all, go add in our knight script that I just created. And I'll open that up. It's going to open up in Writer, and it's probably going to pop up and ask me, yep, do I want to open a new window? I'll hit yes. And bring that over here. So for anybody who hasn't used Writer, I've talked a lot about why I love it. There's videos out there about it and stuff. So if you're curious, you can go check it out. You can do all this stuff fine in Visual Studio or whatever editor you want, though. It's just personal preference and something that I really like to use. I find it super handy. All right. Let me take a drink here. Open this thing up. Been talking a lot. So our knights need to go to their leader, and I need to give them a reference to the leader. So let's see. Let's go into the. Actually, let's get rid of the update method completely. Let's just get rid of start to, and let's add an on enable. Let's zoom in a little bit because on enable has that neat little trick of allowing us to just click the object off and on again to make it run again. So it's an easy way to just kind of quickly test something. And it kind of matches with what I want because when the knights are enabled or when they spawn, I want them to walk over to the to their knight leader. So when that happens, I'll just say get component. Oh, I feel like I might be losing my voice here. Nav mesh agent. There we go. So we'll get our nav mesh agent. We'll set the destination. We're going to set it to our leader's position. So say leader dot position. We don't have a leader yet, so let's go generate one, alt enter, and generate a serialized field. And what we really have here right now is a transform. So we'll just start with that as the default. Now it could be like a nav mesh agent as well, because I imagine the leader needing to be on the nav mesh. But I think we'll just start with a transform because we can be more specific with it later. I'll delete those extra using statements, get rid of that extra line here, and that's literally all I need for this first bit. Let's turn this into an expression body method so that it shrinks down even more, and we got a tiny little bit. Now, of course, we could cache this, but we're only doing it on enable, so we wouldn't really save ourselves any time. We'd just be calling it at a different time, caching it, and then not using it. So right now, we'll just call it with that. Let's hit play. And if you've never seen navigation before, you prepare to be completely amazed and blown away as these knights start walking in and doing their thing while they're idling and acting weird. If you have seen navigation systems, then hopefully we don't see any bugs. You'll see the bug right now. I just
Hello,
see it on the
Commander.
screen.
We're
What?
happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle.
They're
Can
not
you
coming.
click for us?
No knights. Look at that. The leader transform's not set. So luckily, I said that we could use on enable because it has a neat little bonus effect of being able to reuse it. Let's go grab the orange knight leader in here, drop it in, disable, re-enable, and see if our guys walk over there. There we go. We can see him kind of sliding over, and it worked. So it kind of worked. Obviously, we're getting the interesting, terrible clustering that I mentioned, and we need to fix this. So let's go do that, and then we'll retest it real quick, and then fix the clustering and all the rest of the stuff, and continue on. So let's stop playing, go drag the orange knight leader down here as the transform. We'll save, hit play, and now we should expect to see something a little bit more interesting.
Hello, Commander. We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle. Can you click for us?
There we go. That's looking better. Okay. So now we need to make it so that the knights don't do that weird clustering. I want to make it so that... Oh, do I want to do that first, or do I want to do selection of a number of knights? Ooh, this is tough. Decisions. Which one do I want to do? Because I could either... I think what I want to do is make them move into positions. First thing I want to do is just disable some of these, because I want to have 9 total, but I want to start with something a little bit more manageable and then scale it up. So we'll start with like maybe 4 come out at once at the beginning, and then we'll randomize it so more and more can come out. But I don't want to have 9 guys on the screen at once, kind of overwhelming me and making it look weird. What I do want to do, though, is create some transform points for these knights for where they're going to go. Instead of going to a leader position, they can just go to an open spot. So I can just have, 9 spots here available. So to do that, I think what I'll do is just, what do I want to do this? Let's create an empty game object. We'll go create empty. I'm going to drop this right down here. And then we'll hit control backspace to just reset the transform. There we go. Oh, well, that's not what I want to do at all. Let's control shift F it, lock it right here. And then we'll hit W, and then we're going to drop in a knight. So I'm going to take one of these knights, duplicate it, make it a child, and then reset the transform so that it's a child there and kind of shows me exactly what it's going to look like. I'm going to reset the rotation here. And then let's see if we can drop this sucker down to the ground. There we go, holding V. We'll just do a little vertex snapping right there. And I think that should get me a better position. So I'm on the rotation tool now with E. Holding control lets you drag it by a certain number of angles. I think it does, is it 15 degrees per? Yeah, 15 degrees per snap there. So let's go look at our game view again with the second camera. Let's go to our second blend list camera. The Far Castles one in solo mode. There we go. Now I can see what it looks like. I'm going to go to drag the game view side by side here. Get that a little bit better up there, and then reposition these. Oh, why is it switching? Let's just disable this camera. Can I disable that camera? Come on. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to this view. I'm going to get myself right here. There we go. And then I'll just turn it. Okay, there we go. I got my character. Oh, turned the wrong object. I don't want to turn the child here. I turned the orange knight child. I want to turn this spawn point object. Let's name it to or it's not a spawn point. Let's call it a stand point. I'm going to duplicate it and hit W and move one over here. Hold control V, get it to snap, and duplicate again. Move another one over here. Maybe like right here. Rotate it a little bit. Duplicate W. Move them right up here. Duplicate, and maybe like right here. Rotate it a little bit. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 4 more, so I'll duplicate again. W. Move this guy back over here. Okay, this camera view is definitely going to have to change. And, oh, actually, he can't get all the way there because that's off the dirt. And then we'll do another one up here. Oh, man. Am I running out of space here? And maybe another one over here by the steps. And we'll rotate this guy. All right. This looks a little overwhelming for knights, but again, I think it's probably more than I want to have. So I'm just going to expand these all out. We're going to delete the actual knight children here. So select all of these orange knights that were just kind of showing me the position. There we go, and delete them. So this gives me all of my points that I want to assign. And here I'm just going to assign orange knight 1 to this position. We'll take orange knight 2 and assign him on to the next one. We could automate all of this again, but the process to automate it wouldn't be worth the time that it takes. It wouldn't save us the time. We can just manually drag these in. We only have a couple. So we're just going to do the first 3 for now, and I'm going to leave the rest of them out. I'm going to hit play one more time, watch, and they should go to their own spots. And then we'll start working on...
Hello, Commander. We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle. Can you count for us?
There we go. So we'll get my 4 knights out there. And I feel like maybe I got to get rid of this guy. Because, like, having... I guess because I want to send the orange knight to the castle. There's 4 of them. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Let's do it. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to delete the orange knight here, this leader guy. I feel like he's a little bit confusing and it's going to get more complicated with it. Just use those 3. So the 3 guys will come out and then we'll tell them to select the right castle. So once the guys get there and they finish reaching their destination, I want to make them turn to face towards the camera, I guess. So let's do that. Let's say when they've reached their destination. So we'll do an update. And we'll say get component and here we're going to get the nav mesh agent. And we're going to say like, what is it? Remaining distance. If the remaining distance is less than or equal to 0.1, then we want to turn into the direction of our leader's transform. Now here, this is a bad idea because we're getting the component for the nav mesh agent over and over. And we kind of already shortcut it out of caching it before because there wasn't a benefit, but here there would be a benefit. So I'm just going to add in a little line to cache it. So we'll add an await here and we'll say that our nav mesh agent equals get component nav mesh agent. So do underscore nav mesh agent equals get component nav mesh agent. I hit alt enter, generate a field for it, and then hit alt enter here to turn this into an expression body. Get rid of the 2 private keywords that are just redundant, shrink things up a little bit. And then let's replace the calls to get component nav mesh agent with the nav mesh agent. So I can paste that there, and check to see if the remaining distance is less than or equal to 0.1. And I'm just going to set my forward to match the leader's forward. So I'll just say transform.forward equals leader.forward. Now, if you're thinking, hey, we should animate this and make them turn around nice and smooth. But again, building it for a kid, they're not going to care. If they want to see cool little dudes there, they're not going to care that he instantly turned around. And it's not worth spending the time. So I want to hit play, but before we do, I want to do one other thing. Let's go into the animator. I'll go to the animator, and right now the animator only does a talking and an idle. It starts in talking and goes to idle. Let's update our animator so that our animator is, well, let's hit play real quick. Watch him do the walk thing, and then let's update our animator so that our animator is actually intelligent.
We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle. Can you count for us?
There you go. So the guys all turned and they face the right way. Let's go through the animator part now. So let's see. Our animator window is right here. And we're going to take the game view. I'm just going to drag that over here so we get a little bit more space. Get our animator back up here. So by default, we're going into talking and then transitioning into idle. And I want to make that different. I want to make this more like a normal character controller. Let's go to list view mode and let's start in idle. So I'll make this the default. And we're going to make a transition into talking. So actually, we'll leave the transition out of talking back into idle there, but we'll make a transition from any state into talking. So I'm going to grab talking, move it up here, right click it, make transition, and drag it over. And to do a transition from one state to another, we need a parameter. If you're here, you have layers and parameters. Click on the parameters section and hit the little drop down and you get 4 different types of parameters you can use. We're going to use a trigger parameter, which is the kind that fires just once, doesn't keep state. There's ints, floats, and bools. Those all just keep the state, and they don't change. The trigger is like a one-time thing. It fires off once, or it's true once when you actually say set trigger. So we'll say set trigger, and I'm just going to call, or not set trigger. We're going to name our trigger, And we're not going to name it Tralk. We'll name it Talk. So let's double click TALK. And then we'll use that as the transit or the parameter as the transitions condition. There we go. Let's click on it. So I've got the transition selected here. We'll go to the condition section and hit the plus button and talk automatically appears. There's only one parameter, so it just defaults to that. Let's add in the walking animation now. So expand out walking, go grab walking and drag it right up here. So it's another entry. We're going to make a transition from breathing into walking. So right click and make transition. Left click on walking and then make the transition into walking. I'll click on the walking transition here. And let's just add in another parameter. So we'll add in a Boolean. Here we could add a float to measure speed or something. We're just going to do a bool for whether or not they're walking though, because these characters just move at a static speed. So let's just say walk, and then we'll choose that as our condition. So I've got this transition selected. We'll hit plus, go down here, choose walk. And now when our walk variable is true, it'll switch to walk. We'll make a transition out of it by right clicking, make transition, clicking on the little transition here. And here we want to make another condition. We want to choose walk, but we want it to be false. So when walk is false, we'll leave the walking transition. We'll go right out, back into breathing idle. All right, if we save this off and we take our animator, just drag it down here, we can actually kind of play with this and see it in action. Let's go just look at maybe, I don't know, we'll use the character Blue Knight. We'll let everything else kind of go as it wants, but then we'll use this knight.
Hello, Commander.
So you can
We're
see
happy
he's
that
just
you
in the
came to
idle.
help us.
I can hit
We
talk.
need you to send the knights to the right
And
castle.
he does that.
Can you count for us?
I can hit talk again, and he does it again. You see the talk animation playing. Hit it one more time. We'll do it again. And if I hit walk, let's see. Any second now, he'll switch into walking. And I'll show you why this is going to take a while, too. Show you how to fix it. There he goes. Now he started walking, and then he stopped. And if I uncheck it, he switches back into idle. A couple little things that we need to address. First is this transition. The transition from breathing to idle needs to not have exit time on. If we switch from idle to walking, we want to instantly switch. Same with the transition out. We want to uncheck the has exit time. This just makes it so that it doesn't play through the end of the animation. It just instantly transitions. Talking, we do want it to play because we want it to play all the way through. That's pretty much it though. Let's try again. Let's hit the talk button. Talk looks good. Ends, goes into idle. We hit walk, goes right in. Doesn't loop yet, but it goes right back out instantly as well. Let's go fix the walking animation. We'll go select walking. I'm going to go to the project view, see if I can get it selected here. Still running and still playing, but I can go check the loop box, check these two boxes here, hit apply, and let's go back to our animator, hit walk, uncheck it, hit walk again. Look at that, it's looping. Didn't even have to restart the editor. Pretty cool, right? Then I can hit talk and he'll stop and do the talking and then switch back over. In fact, let's go adjust that talking animation too. Let's go bake in those positions. Go to the project view, talking, and just go bake. Bake and apply. Sorry, hopefully those aren't off screen that I'm checking the bake into pose for position X, Z, and for position Y. All right, let's see. Got our characters working with animations. Now I just need to make these guys animate while they're actually walking. So let's do that next. We'll go into our orange knight and we'll open up the script here. And then when it's updating, what we could do is just update the animator's walking state based on our speed. So we could get a reference to our animator. Let's change this awake into a statement body, hit Alt Enter, and it switches right back. Again, one of the millions of reasons that I love Rider. Then we'll say underscore animator equals, whoops, not that, Control Z, equals get component of type animator. We'll add in a field, hit Alt Enter, and just generate the field. Go back, delete that extra private keyword. I'm going to copy animator, and then right down here, we'll say animator.setBool. We'll set the walk bool to either true or false based on what our nav mesh agent speed is. So I'll say nav mesh agent.speed greater than 0. So if it's greater than 0, we'll set it to true. Otherwise, we'll set it to false. And we'll just set that every frame. That should be fine and should keep it kind of in sync and updated. Let's get rid of this extra private keyword. Save, Control-Shift-B to do a build. Jump into Unity, and now let's watch if our knights start walking and then switching back over to an idle once they reach their position, which is what we should really expect.
Hello, Commander.
I don't
We're
expect
happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle. Can you count for us?
Oh, they didn't switch out of walking state. Let's see. Why didn't they switch? So go select a knight. They've got the walk on them. The night is here. Oh wait, speed is not the right variable. That's the maximum speed. Sorry. We want, what do we want to check here? Velocity dot magnitude. Sorry. They checked the wrong variable. Let's save that, do a build, and go back in. By the way, that's this variable right here. It was the 3.5. So if I'd cranked the 3.5 down, the actual speed down, it would have gone down. Whoops. Wrong property. Or I guess
Commander.
field.
We're happy
All right,
that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle. Can you count for us?
There we go. And they've stopped. So looking good. We've got our 3 knights here. Now let's make it so that the 2 castles pop up a number of knights so that we can see like how many knights are in each castle or how many knights the castle holds and make sure that they click on the correct number. In fact, actually, I want to close this gate too. Let's go to the scene view here. I assume this gate closes without much work. W. Oh, wrong one. That's a wall. Back behind. Let's select the correct object. W. Bam. Look at that. The gate is down. All right. So let's put in some numbers over these gates and choose like random numbers for them. First, we'll add in some numbers that we can show that just represent like which number is the number for that castle. Then we'll set up a system to generate those randomly and then link that up with the number of knights that are going and all that stuff. So let's go to our, well, we need a text mesh pro. So let's go to game object, UI, and text mesh pro. I think that'll work. And then we'll just leave the name as it is. Go to the canvas, and we're going to switch this from being an overlay canvas that's just showing text. Let's see, do we have it? Yeah, that new text right there in the middle. Change it to be a world space camera. So go, or world space canvas, not camera. Check world space. We'll change the scale to 0.01 or just 0.01 on all 3 axes. And then I'm going to move it right over here. So I'm going to put my scene view right over here by this spot where I want to use. Hit Control Shift F, which will move the canvas there. And look at that. I now have some text kind of floating right around where I want to be. I'm going to clear out the rotation a little bit. Make this maybe 180, 0, 0. And then just drag. Make sure I want to grab the canvas, not the text. And grab the canvas and just drag it over so that it's kind of in front of this object. I think that that's probably about good. Let's adjust the canvas size now. I want to make this maybe 300 by 300 so that it fits kind of right above the castle, like right above the castle gate. And then I want to select the text child here. The text child should be zeroed out, and let's set it to stretch and fill. Then I'm going to center align it and center align so that it's in the middle. And then we'll just hit auto size and put in a number. Let's put in like the number 10, which should be the biggest one, and crank up the max and see how big that font actually gets. So that's up to like a 268 point font. Let's go to the game view. I'm gonna hit play, see what that looks like real quick, and then we'll start working with it a little bit more.
Hello, Commander. We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle. Can you count for us?
So that one takes 10 guys. Obviously it's a little bit big, doesn't quite fit on the screen, and I want to change the font up, and I think I want to make that a little bit more center to the screen. Maybe I'll put it on the gate instead of above the gate. So just put it like right here in front of the gate, the number of guys that it can hold. Let's do that. So go to the scene view. We'll drag that. Oh, not the text. I'm gonna grab the canvas. Drag that down just a bit. And I'm gonna change the text to just be 3. I'm gonna hard code 2 of these for just a moment, and then we'll set it up to be more dynamic. So we've got a door for 3, and let's just call this the left door canvas. Actually, I'm going to call this, let's name it the way I like to name them. So I'll just put canvas and then just put left door so that it's very obvious it's canvas for my left door. I'm going to duplicate it and I'm going to make one for my right door. I'm going to move over to the right door and we'll do another Control Shift F to move it into position. Reset those rotations to a 0. It looks like 270. They used very precise square rotations. I guess that makes sense. And then place that right there. I think if I move this over just a bit, I've got a nice, beautiful 3. Now I do want to pull this out in front of the door so that it doesn't clip through the door when the player's seeing it. I want to make sure this one's out in front too. It looks like it is. Okay, cool. So this one's going to be with the number 2 to start. This is like the wrong answer as the first one. And then, again, we'll randomize it afterwards. Just hit play. I want to one more time to see what it looks like.
Hello, Commander. We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle. Can you count for us?
Okay, so okay, I think that's good. But I think the next thing I want to do is say like this one holds 3 guys and like light it up, and then this one holds 2 guys and then light it up, and then have them pick. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I should give that as like a feedback afterwards. I don't know. Trying to think. Or maybe when they walk in, I'll say like there are 3 knights. Which castle can they fit in? Something like that. Trying to think through my beautiful game design as we code at the same time. So let's say let's make a correct point so that we can click on the right spot, go to the right spot, and then we'll add in the extra feedback after that. I think I want to do that. So I'm going to make 2 areas that we can click to actually make the dudes walk to the correct spot or get the area or the error that it's the wrong spot. So to do that, I think what I'll do is just set up some clickable areas and make like a sphere or a cube here and another one there. Maybe make the canvases children of them or something, make them relate, and then make it so that when you click on them, it tries to use that as the point to send the guys to. And then that'll send it into like a game manager that's controlling it and give us an idea of how we want to start putting together some of that code. So let's go to game object. Let's make a 3D object. We'll just make a cube. I'll do a Control Shift F here. And I think I'll just make this quite a bit bigger, make it like 3 by 3 by 3. I almost feel like a sphere would be better. Yeah, let's do a sphere. Let's do game object, 3D object. We'll make a sphere here. Or no, I'm not going to do a sphere. We're going to do a cube. Control Z, Control Z. I'm going to do a cube that's like the size of this castle. That makes sense. You're clicking on the castle. Choose the castle. So let's fix the rotation. 0. Actually, I could probably just reset all these to 0. I don't need a rotated cube. And then we'll hit the scale button, hit T, and we'll just drag this out, holding control, drag it up. Looking good. Hit W, drag it up. And I think that's good. I'll turn off the renderer, and we just got a big old box collider for left castle. This would be like my left castle's trigger area. We'll add a box. It's got a box collider already, so just check the as trigger button. And I think I'm going to add the canvas for the left door as a child of it. Maybe. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll just leave the canvas for the left door as a child of it. And then I'll do the same. Let's drag that out first because I want to duplicate this castle. Move it over here. I want to rotate it. So we'll rotate it 90 degrees on the Y. Drag it over, and I just kind of want to line this up over the other castle. Like that. I think that looks pretty good. And then I'll make this the right castle. All right, so we got a right castle and a left one. I'm just going to grab the canvases and drag those under as children to clean things up a little bit. And then we'll make it so that we can select one of these castles. So let's go into the project, go to scripts, go to create, and create a new script. Let's make a clickable castle. Let's just call it castle. I guess all of our castles will be clickable for now. And then in here, we'll just look for the player clicking on our object. So we could do something like on mouse down and just look for us clicking on the actual object and then call into the game manager. I'd probably set up a raycast, something bigger, but I think here we'll just do something like this. So I think when we click on the castle, we'll say game manager dot, and we don't have a game manager yet, so we're going to need to generate one. Do game manager dot select castle, and we'll select this castle. And that's it. We'll generate a class for our game manager. So hit Alt Enter, create class, and we've got a new class here, an internal class called game manager. Change that to be public. I'm going to make this a mono behavior, and I think I'll just make it a singleton for now. We'll keep it simple. So anybody that's familiar with singletons will understand how to use it. So we'll just make an awake method here, and in here we'll say instance escape equals this escape, and then we'll hit Alt Enter, create an expression body out of that. We'll turn instance into a property. So Alt Enter, just create a property and make the setter private. There we go. Simple singleton, easy enough to use. Let's move the instance up one line though. So Control Alt Shift and the up arrow with the line selected, by the way, in Rider just moves it up like that. So now we need a way to add our select castle. I want to get a reference to the instance here. So we'll say instance, whoops, game manager dot instance. I missed the static keyword, so we'll have to fix that. Instance, and we add our static keyword here so it actually shows up. There we go. Dot select castle. I'll hit Alt Enter, generate the select castle method, and then figure out what we want to do here. Let's move game manager to its own file. Enter, Alt Enter, move to game manager.cs. And then we can start implementing this select castle. So when we click on a castle, if we're in the select castle mode or whatever, we want to pick and see if it's the correct castle. So we need to check that the castle's number matches the number of knights. This is essentially what we want to have. So we'll say if castle dot number equals knight's number, something like that. Then correct. We'll do something like correct. Or let's call a method called correct. Or handle correct answer. I don't know what it's going to do yet, but we'll generate it and figure that out later. Now we'll say otherwise we'll handle an incorrect answer. That seems good. And Alt Enter and generate a method for that. Delete out the throws because we don't really know what we're going to do with them yet. The other thing I need to do is generate in our castle and our knight number. So let's hit Alt Enter, generate a field for knight number. This will be an int. It'll be like the number of knights that we have. And let's just randomly generate that, maybe on enable for now. We'll say on enable. Our knight's number is a random number. So do random.range from, well, not 0. We never want to do 0 or 1. 0 and 1 are kind of lame numbers. Let's do 2 to 5. We'll just pick a number from 2 to 5. That'll be the number that we're going to use for this run. And then we don't need to just keep it in on enable. We can move it later. So let's turn that into expression body. We've got a knight number. Now our castles need a number. So let's add a field to it or a property. Hit add property. We've got a number. This is always going to return 0 though. And what we want this to do is really just return the value that it's set to. So we need to have some way to set this number as well. I think that the easiest thing we could do is just go right back into our game manager. And when we select our knight number, we'll just assign one of the castles to that number and assign one to a different number. So let's change our on enable back from an expression body to a statement body. And then we'll say, we need to set one of the castles to this number and one to a different number. So let's say other number, int other number equals random.range 2, 5. It's going to be another number in that range, random, and then we'll say while other number is equal to our knight number, then we'll just keep rolling again. So we're going to get in this weird little loop. I mean, theoretically, we could run infinite number of times, but in the real world, it's going to run a couple times. And it's going to randomly pick until it picks a different number than our knight's number. As this range goes up, the chances of collisions are low, but don't worry about that for a performance thing. I just want to make sure, like, yes, some people might worry about it and freak out. It's not going to matter. We're going to loop over it until we get a new number. So we're going to have 2 different numbers, and then we're going to assign these 2 numbers to our 2 castles. Well, let's, I guess we can just get our castles. We don't even need to cache them, really. We can just find them. Do I want to find them, though, or just add a reference? I think I'll add a reference. Let's do that. So let's add a list of castles. I'm just call this castles. And we'll make it serialized. So I'll add a serialized field attribute to it. I'm going to get rid of that private keyword there. Add a little space here. I'm going to clean things up a little bit. So we need to add a using statement for the list using system.collections. And I want to get rid of this using random statement. I really don't like those. I'm going to just put in Unity Engine dot and just be a little bit more specific. I mean, I know that it's a nice little shortcut, but it just feels weird to me every time, and I just get mixed up, and then things get bad. Oh, actually, yeah. I got rid of the using system statement, so now I don't even need it anymore. Whatever. Let's do another build, and let's figure out how to assign the castles. So we got our 2 castles here. We got our 2 numbers. And I'll say, like, castles 0 equals the knight number, and then I can say castles 1 equals the other number. And this would work, I think, just fine, or not equals, but I could assign them the numbers. But I need to kind of randomize this first. Well, first let's set it up so that they can take a number. Let's say dot number equals. There we go. Dot number equals. Now, here, again, I want to randomize this up a little bit. So I need to just pick which one I want to do. And I mean, since there's only two choices, let's just add a simple little if statement. I don't want to complicate this. And we'll add an ugly if statement. We'll say if random dot range 0 to 100 is greater than 50. So 50%, just making it 100% to 50% numbers and without using decimals for fun. So if that's the case, if we roll greater than 50, so half the time, then we'll set the numbers like this, and then I'll just copy this and do like an else. Again, not the prettiest code, but we can just switch the places here. There we go. So now we're setting one castle to one to the other. Now, when we set this number, though, it's not going to update our text. So our text isn't going to show up in there, and I want to clean that up too. And we got a couple options here. We could just have an update method that's reading our number constantly and setting the text. That's really the ugliest way to do it. Another thing we could do is just add something into the setter here so that when we set, it does it. I think what I'd prefer to do, though, is just make a public void set number that takes an int number, and then here just says number equals number. There we go. And then making the number property here be a private setter. And now what I can do is when we set this number and we replace it, I can also just update the text. So I turn this out of an expression body property to a statement body. I have a habit of doing that, by the way, just starting things as expression body properties now, assuming that it's going to be one line and then expanding it out because it's just an alt enter to change it. I could feel like it's almost less typing. I don't have to hit shift as much. All right, so when we set the number, let's set the text as well. So we'll say text.setText, and we'll set it to number.toString. We don't have a reference to the text object, so we'll generate one, alt enter, and generate a serialized field. And that serialized field is not going to be an object. It's going to be a TMP underscore text, which is the base class for TextMesh Pro text objects. It works for the UGUI ones and like the world space and the overlay ones. It works for both of them, and you can use it as the way that you reference it instead of having to specify which specific one, and the name's a lot shorter. So now we've got our set number, which sets the text and the number. We just need to call it. I'll copy that, go back into Game Manager, and here we'll say set number and pass in the parameters instead. We'll just do a paste. Let's see. I'm gonna here. Watch this. We hold Alt, click, drag all the way over here, paste, and then open parentheses. Pretty cool trick. And then I hit end, left arrow, and close parentheses. Got a little bit of time saver there. I hit enter though. That was a mistake. So I hit escape or control Z and undo it. But there you can see little shortcuts can come in pretty handy. Let's paste this one too. And let's see, castle dot, wait, if, oh no, that's not right. That's the problem when it comes to copy and pasting. Sometimes you get too fast. So if the castle dot number is double, oh, look at that. There was even a bug there in the numbers thing. Setting it and making it have a private setter called that out. I wonder if anybody called that out in chat. I assume so. So thank you in advance if you already did. By the way, if you're still watching and joining us live, thanks for being here and hanging out with us and following along. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and all that stuff. It helps a lot if you just drop the video up on Facebook or whatever other places you use while we're going through stuff. Also, I'll try to keep an eye on the chat, but I don't want to get too distracted and go off course. So if anybody has anything really important or something, just feel free to type in there, and I'll keep an eye on it. Oh yeah, it looks like there was a call out on my missing equals in the operator. Thank you. Funny. I should have known. Like, keeping an eye on that stuff would help. I need like a second person that's like monitoring and filtering and telling me all the things that I need to know, need to pay attention to there. All right, so I've got my code working, and I don't think I've hit play in quite a while. Let's go see if we need any references fixed up. But we do. We need a game manager created. We wrote a whole bunch of game manager code, never made a game manager. Let's go to game object, create empty. I'm gonna hit some square braces and call this game manager. And then we'll add the game manager script game manager script that we added. I'm going to reset the transform just because I like it to be cleared out. And then we'll go assign the two castles. Got our left castle and our right castle. Why did those not assign? Plus. Go take my castles. Did I not? Oh, didn't add the castle scripts. So I go select those two. Castle. There we go. And then, these actually need their references to their, they need a reference to their TextMesh Pro text object. I'm going to show you a little trick for anybody that hasn't seen it real quick. Instead of going in there and setting them up, let's go into the castle script here. And right at the bottom, we'll just add an on validate. I'll get rid of that private keyword again. Just don't need it. And we'll say if underscore text is equal to null, text equals get component in children, tmp underscore text. Add a semicolon, close that off, save, do a build. And now when we go back in, the onValidate is going to run after it compiles, and it's going to automatically cache that text the first time. So I don't have to go in there and select it for each one. There, look at that. It already did it, automatically handled. So I'm going to go back to my game manager, go assign, whoops, got the wrong thing here. Let's just drag it somewhere that's invalid and let go. I'll take my 2 castles though, drop them in here. And now I think I've got everything hooked up. So let's save, hit play, and see what happens. Yeah, I expect really
Hello,
not a lot to
Commander.
happen.
We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle. Can you count for us?
Okay, so I got a 3 there, and I got nothing on the other one. What happened here? Let's go take a look. So I got this canvas. The left one has apparently nothing on the text. The text says 4. Where is the text at? Let's go find it. So go select the text object. Oh, it's way the heck over there. Why is it over there? Where's the canvas? Canvas moved. The castle didn't move. Okay. What have I done here? Oh, I think I messed up in my parenting there. Let's unparent these. I'm gonna unparent that. Actually, no, I'm gonna reparent that. Let's reset the position here. Oh, I bet it's the scale. Because I've scaled up the child here. That's, yeah, it kind of messed things up. That was a mistake of mine. Let's move this out. I'm going to move the left canvas door out. I'm going to make it not be a child. Because I can make it be a child. Making UIs children of objects, especially ones that I'm arbitrarily scaling and messing with, is going to cause some problems. And there's really no benefit to it. So I'm going to take them out. Drag them back out, make them just root level objects. It does mean that my onValidate is no longer good, so let's go delete that, save, and do another build. But the references are already there, so I don't have to worry about it. I've got my references, I've got my door. Let's see, where's my other door? All right, door. Move this sucker over here again, get this in position. I know that I'm probably gonna move these things around, so, oh, whoops, Control Z, I hit the wrong hotkey there. There we go. Got my door in position again. I think that's good. Let's zero out that rotation. 270 and 0. All right. Now I'm going to save, hit play. I want to just make sure that the text numbers are showing up there. I expect to see a 3 on
Hello,
1.
Commander. We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle. Can you count for us?
I got a 2 and a 4, and I've got a total of 3 guys. So now that I've got that working, I've got the part where I'm selecting the ones. Actually, let's make sure that we can actually select them first. Let's go in, let's go to our knights, and let's see our game manager. We've got a select castle. Let's just add in a breakpoint right here. And we click on a castle. We check the castle, just seeing if we're getting the right one. So we're getting the correct answer on that one. Hit F5, cool. And if I click on the other castle, I expect we're getting the incorrect answer. Yeah, okay, looks good. So let's make it so that we actually have the right answer. Actually, let's make it log real quick, and then we'll make it so that the right number of guys shows up. So I'll go to my game door. Let's go to the game manager script. And in the correct and incorrect ones, just say debug.log, incorrect. And then we'll do a debug.log correct. Just so it's a little bit easier for us to tell what's going on without going into debug mode, adding in a breakpoint and stepping through things. Because that can be a little bit confusing, especially if you're kind of new to this stuff. Even if you're not, it'll probably be a little bit confusing. All right, so let's go make our knights now spawn based on the number that we select, which would just, I guess, happen in our game manager. We pick a knight number, and then we pick another number, and then this deals with all of the castle stuff. So let's minimize this. Let's take a look at this. All of the stuff here is for the castles. It's picking numbers for the castles that don't really apply to the knight. So what I'm going to do is select it all, hit Control-Shift-R, hit extract method, and then we're going to make a method, and I think I'll call this like set castle numbers. There we go. So we'll select a knight number, then we'll set the castle numbers. Then I want to set the knight numbers too. So I want to do something to set up the number of knights that we actually want to enable. So I think we'll write it here, and then we'll just extract it into a method. So we'll say for, or let's do a for loop. We'll do for tab. No, we're not going to do that. Let's do So I'm thinking we want to loop through all of the nights that we have available and then decide whether or not they should be on based on essentially like if their index is greater than or equal to our night number. That way we can just loop through once. It's nice and simple and the code is easy to read. So let's make a list of nights. We'll copy the castle list, paste it here, replace castles with nights, replace castle with night. So we've got a list of nights named nights. We'll loop through each night with a for each loop. We'll say, oh, not castles. We want to do nights. Hit tab, tab. Look at that. It's so beautiful. It just guesses exactly what I want. So for each night in nights, we want to, oh, actually, let's change this. So I don't want this to be a for each loop. Let's make it a for loop. We'll make it a for loop with I as the indexer. So go for each night or for 0 to the number of nights. We get a night here. Night is nights at index I. Now the reason that I want to do the for loop is we'll say night.gameObject.setActive. And we want to set it to I is, let's see, less than. Yeah, less than. Got to think it through real quick in my head. Less than the night's number. And that's it. So that will actually turn the objects on and off based on whether or not it's the right number of things. So let's think this through real quick and then we'll continue on and actually run it. So imagine we roll a 2. We've got 5 nights in the list. We go through the first night as index 0. We get that night. I is 0. The I is less than 2 because we rolled a 2 here. Then this first one would be on. The second one comes through. It's at index 1. That's our second night. 1 is less than 2. It's on. Next one comes through. It's 3, or it's index 2. It's night number 3, but it's index 2. It's no longer less than, so it'll be set to off. And then so on. We'll go through all of the other nights and just set them to off. So just a nice, easy way to toggle them all on and off. In fact, we don't even really need this reference here. We could just take this bit of code right here, cut it, move it right there, get rid of this reference completely, even get rid of the braces there, and just loop through each night and set them to active or inactive. Now that part, I might not even need to extract into its own method yet. It's kind of small. It's a single loop there. So I've got my nights set up. Let's go over to Unity and add in the references. So we've set up 3 nights so far. I'm going to go to the game manager though. I'm going to lock the view and I'm going to select all 9 of my nights and I'm just going to drag them onto the nights field so that they all get added at once. Now that I've got all my nights there, I need to actually go back and set them all up. So I'll click the lock, unlock it, and let's go make number 4. Walk over to spawn point number 4, number 5. Oh wait, actually I think number 4 is supposed to go to 3, right? Let's rename these. I've got orange nights. Let's see, spawn point 1. How do I want to name these? Let's make this number 8. I'm gonna give these beautiful names because I'm feeling like cleaning. So we'll clean that up. And it makes me realize that I'm missing a number 9. So hit F, duplicate it. Let's just move this one, I don't know, somewhere way over here for now. Kind of off screen. We're gonna have to work on that view and drag it up here and make this spawn point number 9. All right, now I'm gonna go through my nights. Night 1 will go to point 1. I'm gonna have to reassign these, but it's okay. Number 2 will go to 2. Number 3 will go to 3. And again, I could automate this, but the amount of time that I would spend, oh, that was dragging the same thing on there. The amount of time I would spend automating this, if I'm not going to be redoing this on a daily basis, isn't worth it. If I was going to do this every day, I was going to be dragging around nights and setting all this up, I would automate the hell out of this to save myself some time, but not doing it, so don't need to waste the time. Let's save. And now I expect the correct number of nights to spawn and just walk up. Let's go try it. I think that's
Hello,
it.
Commander. We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle. Can you count for us?
All right, so now we just got to send them to the correct castle. So if I hit this one, I should see an incorrect message. And I hit that one and I see a correct message. So I guess the next thing to do is just work on the flow of when it's... Do you want to do the flow? Let's do the incorrect flow first because that's very simple. I can just say that's wrong. That's the number, whatever. And then I can get the number. Let's go download all of the numbers, actually. Let's go to replica. Oh, and I said I wanted to change this one because it said, can you count for us? and that didn't make sense at all. It was very, very hard to understand. So I'm gonna copy this, and I think I'll just take this piece without the part saying, "Can you count for us?" So I hit save take. Oh, we got to pick a speaker. And I'm using gray here. Remember, I mentioned earlier, choosing number of styles 3 gives a pretty good list or pretty good selection of the better RPG style characters. So we'll save this take and deduct a couple more seconds off of my time. Like I said, this tool is freaking cool. So let's change this. This will be my new Hello Commander. So I'll just replace that old one, save it off. And then I want to do a another message. So I'll say incorrect, or that's the wrong one. It holds, or it only holds. And actually, you know what? I want to make sure that the wrong answer is always the less, don't I? Or let's say, actually, let's say that's the wrong one. I think that's good. And then I'm gonna say like you clicked on number 1 or 2, or that's the number. Let's see, that's the wrong one. It's the number. Or say that's not it. That's the number. There we go. That's not it. That's the number blank, and then I'll cut into the other number. In fact, I might just add this in as a thing. So I'll say that's not it. That's the number 2. Save it and make this like incorrect 2. That might be an easy way to do it because I'm only doing 1 through 9. So let's try that. I'll do 3 different takes. They're each going to be 1 second, whatever. So say incorrect -2. And then I'll do an incorrect -3. And I'll just do 1 all the way up to like whatever. I'm going to do like 9. So download, incorrect -3. Oh, and somebody's mentioning we could do some things like math formulas, or all kinds of other stuff. And we definitely, without a doubt, you could pretty much convert this into just about anything. The problem I'm facing right now is just number recognition. So it's the problem I actually had and wanted to solve. But I think that like the patterns and the stuff that we're going through, the general project and the structure of it, you could really apply it to them just solving anything. And more about just getting all of the stuff kind of tied together and working and a little bit polished up too, because when you're working especially with kids, like having a little bit of polish goes a long way. Having some voiceovers, having a little bit of animation, having the characters especially say their name, you can add in their name to it and have it like specifically speak to them, super exciting. Or you put in voices of people they know, they really love that. They're like, that's whoever talking, and they get super thrilled. So all of those things make a big difference. Somebody was asking about code, the code editor. Yeah, it's Writer that I'm using, and I've talked a lot about Writer, how much I love it, and why I use it. I definitely just make sure you subscribe and go check out the videos about my favorite tools, because that's definitely number 1 on the list. All right, let's see. I'm almost done. We've got one more to download. Oh, somebody's asking, do I like high or low poly games? I don't really have a preference. I mean, I kind of like them both. Like, depends on the game. It doesn't really matter to me. Like really games with really cool graphics are cool, but it doesn't send me over the edge or get me excited anymore like it used to. Like I kind of went through that enough times that like improving the graphics alone didn't ever push it. And I've seen a lot of low poly games too. They don't really blow me away either. It's kind of whatever the game is as long as it's fun. All right, so I've got 9 wrong answers. Let's go in and hook those up. So I'm going to go to my night leader, and I think I'm just going to make a night leader, or let's call this a, I don't know, call this, maybe this be like my narrator. Let's actually just make it the narrator, because that's what he is. And he's going to play some audio clips. So I've got a list of audio clips for incorrect. So I'll say list of audio clip. I'm going to say incorrect numbers. And then we'll make that a serialized field. Oops, let's see if I can make that serialized field. Let's zoom this in a bunch too so everybody can see it. So we're going to first assign the incorrect numbers. And then when we have an incorrect answer, we'll just tell the narrator to play it. So I'll go to my game manager and I'll say like handle incorrect answer. We'll say narrator play the incorrect answer. We'll say narrator dot play incorrect and we'll just give it the incorrect answer number. So that means that I need to actually cache what that number is. I need to know what the incorrect one is, or have it somewhere. Right now I have it on the castle. So I guess I could just pass that in right here in the incorrect answer. So let's say castle dot number, and we'll take that right here. So int castle number, or let's call this incorrect number. So we'll paste that in here in our play incorrect, and I'll add a semicolon. I'll generate a serialized field for the narrator, make that of type narrator, get rid of the private keyword here, and then let's move it up. So select it all, Control Alt Shift, move up, up, and there we go. So now we'll reference that narrator, and then when the narrator wants to play something, I'll just play the message. Oh, we need to add a code for it though. So Alt Enter, generate a method for play incorrect. Just play the incorrect one. And here I think what we'll do is say get component, audio source. We'll get our audio source, and we'll do a play one shot, and we'll play the clip that we want to play. So I'll say clip. Now I'm going to get the clip one line up. I'll say var clip equals incorrect numbers. And we'll just do it at incorrect number index. So this should get us the number, actually, -1. So let's think this through real quick. If the incorrect number is 1, we want to get the number at index 0, because we're not putting a 1 into our incorrect numbers list. We're not putting a 0 into our incorrect numbers list. We're putting in a 1. So index 0 is going to be clip 1. Index 2 will be index 2 will be clip 3. Let's just go through it. I'll show you. It's trying to say it out loud and picture it and then visualize it out here. Let's just go here. We'll go assign the clips, and you'll see exactly what I mean. So I go to the audio field. We'll go lock the narrator here. Let's call this Blue Night Narrator. In fact, I'm going to move narrator to the front, add in some square braces, and make it really obvious that's my special script here. Drag it down here by my game manager because it is very special. Then I'm going to go drag in my incorrect numbers. Oh, I don't even have an incorrect number for 1. Well, let's take all of these. Ooh, how do I want to do that? Maybe I'll just generate one that's incorrect for number 1. Let's do it. I'll generate one that's incorrect for number 1 just in case somebody ever adds in number 1. Then the code will work and my indexes don't get double out of place, because I'd rather just add in the extra file. Let's do it. So we'll say incorrect. That's number 1. Bam. Look at that. Now with this still locked and my incorrect numbers there, I'll go select all of these clips, drag them right over, and here you can see element 0 is 1, element 1 is 2, element 2 is 3, element 3 is 4, and so on. So that's our indices matching up. We go back into our narrator. We need to do anything else? Nope. Let's get rid of this extra using statement. Save, do a build, jump back into Unity, hit play, and go pick the wrong answer. All right. Play, play, play.
Hello, Commander. Hello, Commander. We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle.
All right, so we've got 3 knights. We click on 4. Oh, and we get an exception. So in the game manager, I didn't hook up the narrator reference. I'm just going to do that now and click again.
That's not it. That's the number 4. That's not it. That's the number 4. That's not the number 4.
So aside from being able to spam on it and keep playing the sound effect over and over, it seems to be working, right? So let's I don't know, do we want to fix that? Well, let's fix the reference first. Let me think. What do I want to do here? And decide. We could highlight the wrong number, do some stuff to clean that up a little bit, or we could just go, I want to do the correct answer flow. So that way, if we start to run out of time, run short on anything, we have the full answer flow and everything working. So let's go back in. Let's go to our script. I'm going to take the narrator, move that back into the scripts folder where it belongs. Let's go to our game manager, and let's handle dealing with a correct answer. So if we get the right answer, then what do I want to do? I want to, I guess, tell them what the number was, and I want to move on to picking a new number. So let's say that's correct. Let's do that. So say you got it. That's the number 1, right? I mean, I know we're not using 1, but we're gonna do 1. We'll do a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5, and all the way up. So download. Ah, I saved it off as the wrong file name. Download. Hit correct. -1. We'll do another one for 2. And again, I could probably split this up, combine the clips and stuff, but not worth the time savings. So, and it probably wouldn't sound as good, and it add extra complexity that we don't need for this. So we'll get number 3. We'll download that, save it. I probably should have played at least one to make sure that they don't sound weird. Let's hit play.
You got it. That's the number 3. You got it. That's the number 3.
You got it is not the best answer. Let's say that's right. Great job. Here, let's try that.
That's right. Great job. That's the number 3.
There we go. So I'm going to actually just change the text on each one. So let's do correct -3. And let's do something like this. Wow, that's amazing. You found the number 4, right? Something like this. Let's get them excited. Let's hit play. Make sure it sounds cool.
Why, that's amazing. You found the number 4.
Let's try wow. Getting separated.
Wow, that's amazing. You found the number 4.
Add in some exclamation marks. Gonna be excited.
Wow, that's amazing. You found the number 4.
Say great work. Actually, we'll add that in the next one. Let's download this. We'll save off the take. Get number 4. And add that in as correct 4. And let's say we need a 5. Let's see. Great work. You got the number 5. I don't know.
Great work. You got the number 5.
There we go. Save, and that's correct. -5. And then let's see, we need a 6. That's it. You found the 6. Something like that. Make them sound like that.
That's it. You found the 6.
Maybe like that without the space.
Aye, that's it. You found the number 6.
Great work. There, we'll add that at the end. A little more encouragement. All right, we got 4 more to go. Download correct -6. Let's just make a 7. I'm going to speed these up. There we go. Save and download a 7, and then we'll get the 8, 9, 10, I guess, and then be done. So we got correct 7. Oops, 7. And then we'll do an 8. So that's the number 8. You found it. You got it. There we go. Try this one.
That's the number 8. You got it.
All right. Actually, that's some good work too. We'll make sure that they know that it's the correct one. So save that. We've got 2 more to go, and then we're back into code. So, oops, not an OGG. We'll download the MP3 correct -8. And then we'll do the last one, which will be not, or the second to last. I'm just going to make these last 3 the same. So we'll say download for number 9, correct -9. And actually, I didn't go up to 10, so yeah, we're done. All right, let's jump back over to Unity now and then assign the correct one. So if we go to our narrator, I didn't add a correct numbers field, so let's add that. We'll go to the narrator script, copy the incorrect numbers, let's zoom that in a little bit. Go to a new line, paste it, and just remove the IN. Now we have correct numbers. We'll copy play incorrect, paste it, and we'll get rid of the IN and the C and capitalize that. Replace this incorrect with a correct. Replace that with a correct. Replace that with correct. And yeah, that's it, right? Now we've got a play correct and a play incorrect. Copy the play correct, find references to play incorrect with Shift F12 with play incorrect selected, or you could just click on that one usage. I hit Shift F12 though, it just takes me right to it, which calls to the navigator.playIncorrect. So I just need to basically copy that. So copy it, paste it right here, change this from play incorrect to play correct. I don't want to use the wrong parameter name, so I'll change that to correct number as well, and then we'll make that a parameter of our handle correct answer. So say int correct number right there. Then we need to fix the call that's using it. Or so if we go right here, we can just click on it. Let's do that. Click on select castle right there, and you can see here's the error. We got a little red squiggly saying that we're not passing in our parameter. So we'll just copy the parameter right there and pass it in. Now we could probably realistically get rid of these methods because all we're doing is calling into the narrator, but we're going to add more to them in just a minute. So we'll leave them there for now. Let's do a build, hit play, and then we'll go assign our correct numbers. And we should see that we at least get the correct or incorrect text in the audio. And then we'll be ready to do some transitioning onto like sending the guys off and getting the next set of them. So we'll expand out the correct numbers, go to the project view, go to the audio field, find all of our correct ones. Let's lock the inspector here. Select correct 1 through 9 with shift, drag them all right onto correct numbers, and they just go automatically right there in order, and I don't have to do them one at a time. We'll save, hit play, and let's try out a little bit of the magic and check out the
Hello,
chat
Commander.
as well.
We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle.
We got 4 knights.
That's not it. That's the number 2. That's not it. That's the number 2. Wow, that's amazing. You find the number 4.
There we go. So since it's the right number, what do I want to happen next? So I think I want the castle gate to open up, the knights to walk in. So that'd be like the next phase of the game. They get the number right, the knights cheer. Maybe they'll actually let's do that. Let's make them do a cheer. Like, woo, they get excited, and then they'll go walking in. So let's go into our scripts, I think. Actually, let's go to the castle. So let's go to the script. So when we get the correct answer, we'll play the correct message, and then let's tell the castle that we want it to open as well. Let's say castles. Now I don't have a reference to my castles. I need to find the castle. But if we look at our handle correct answer, we already have the castle here. Let's just replace castle.number with castle. We'll change this from correct number to castle. Let's see if I can spell that right. Castle. There we go. And then here we'll just replace the correct number with castle.number. So now I've got my castle in here that I want to open up. So I'll just paste in castle again, and I'll just tell it to open. So say castle.open. Seems easy enough. Generate a method for open on the castle. And the open method on my castle should just open up the gate. Now, a gate doesn't have a way to open. I've got a bunch of different options for it. I could use like a tween, an animation. I could just pop the gate open. Actually, that's probably the easiest thing to do. I was thinking I'd just animate it up, but let's just pop the gate open. Let's just go, boom, the gate pops open. Maybe a little poof particle plays, and then the knights walk into it. That seems fun. So let's see, we got our open method here. Let's get a reference to the door. So we'll add a serialized field to the door. This will be just a transform named _door. Get rid of that private keyword again. We'll copy the door, go down to the open method here and just say door.gameObject.set active to false. Simple enough. We'll go into Unity. And let's go find that door. So here we've got our left castle, and our left castle is actually just going to animate this little door right here. So I'm going to go find this door object, which is this cast iron gate. Interesting. Okay. And let's I didn't lock my inspector. So let's open up. Let's go down there, find our castle box again, and I'm going to lock the inspector. Let's see. Collapse. We'll go select the left door. There we go. I've got that's not it. Left castle. There we go. Left castle selected. I'll hit the lock. And I just want to assign that door. So I'm going to go find the door here, go click on it. I get it. And then just drag it in as the door. I'm going to do the same for the other one. I need to uncheck the lock here. Go find this door. I'll probably just have to collapse. And then go find the right castle. Lock the view. Go select the door here. And then just assign that as the child here on there. So let's do a build. And again, I don't want to do a build in there. What do I want to do? I want to hit play. So let's hit play, and let's just open up the door now. So it should open up the door just by turning it off.
We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle.
We got 4 knights.
Wow,
Bam,
that's
door
amazing.
Disappears.
You find the number 4.
Looking good. So next I want to do something with that text as well. In fact, what I think I might want to do is just animate the door and the text. Like make it kind of like pop, do a little bit of a thing, and then disappear so that it's not just instant. I think I want to do that instead. So let's go to let's see. I don't want to do this. I've got this gate here. Let's just move the gate out so that it's not a child of this big giant object. I'm gonna drag it and just pull it all the way out. There we go. We'll make it just a root level game object. I'm going to do the same for the other gate here so that it's kind of separated out from the rest of the scene. Because the scene right now has all of the objects in here, just as little objects placed inside a big giant hierarchy. There's no real there's not like a parent-child structure or anything like that. And it's not its own little prefab underneath the castle or anything. So I'm just going to drag these two gates out here. And then we'll collapse down the child. You see, it's this castle screenshot. I guess it's kind of separated a little bit, but not very much. We've got my two gates, and I want to make these work with my canvases and my animation. So what do I want to do? I think, let's just make them children of their actual castle. So I'll make this left one or the right one a child of the right castle. Make a left one the child of the left castle. Then on these castles, I could just add animations. So I'll go to the animation window, go to window, animation, and oh, maybe I do want to just put these canvases back on. If I don't mess with them, it's gonna mess things up. I know I'm gonna mess it all up if I do. Yeah, let's not do that. Oh wait, left castle, right castle. I have my lock on. I need to make sure that I unlock that before I break things. All right, so let's go to the left castle here and let's add an animation. I'm gonna go to window and then go to animation and animation. We're going to hit create. We're going to create a folder under the assets root here called animation. So go to new folder. Oh, I already have an animation folder. Let's go into that one. So go into animation here. We'll create a new subfolder here and call this castle doors. Actually, let's not even make a folder. Let's just do it right here. We'll just call this open castle door left. There we go. I'll hit record and let's record this door opening up. So we'll go down here to the bottom. And to make this thing move up, I can just select it, go over here to maybe the 1 point frame and drag it right up. Now, if I uncheck record and hit play, you see that it just plays a going up animation. I think that's probably good. It'll just play going up, and I guess that'll work. Actually, let's take the left door text too. I'm going to drag that down here as a child while I'm not in record mode, and then we'll go back to the castle. We're going to hit record, and let's go to the castle door text too, and let's just move this canvas up as well. So I'm going to go to the end point here, and I'm going to move the canvas up kind of as well so that it just kind of disappears along with it. So let's stop, hit play, and see what happens. The text just kind of goes up. Yeah, that looks kind of interesting, but I feel like, I don't know. Let me see. What do I want? I want that to go up, and then I think I want the text after that to just kind of pop out. So let's do that. Let's go over to the 2-second mark, and right here, we'll make the text go forward. So it's going to go bam. And then maybe get bigger. Let's see. Oh no, I wasn't in record mode. Control Z, hit record mode. There we go. Drag it out so we get a keyframe of it being right there. And then let's do let's see if I select this thing here and just scale it up even more. Do I want to scale it up more? I don't know if I want to. I think I would probably just want to scale it down. So maybe turn auto size off. I just trying to think out loud here. I don't want to turn auto size off in there, but maybe I'll turn down the max size to like actually let's just leave that alone. I don't want to mess with the size here. I'm thinking about it for a moment, but I do want to just make it kind of like pop up and go out. So stop playing or stop recording, hit play, and it'll go bam, and the text will just kind of pop up and out. But I don't want it to go up like that and go linear like that. I want the anchor position part. I want this keyframe here. So it goes straight up. Nope. What did I miss? Wrong one. I want this one here. So that it goes straight up and then straight out. There we go. Looking good. So I'll save that off, and that's my one animation. I'm going to use the same animation, I think, on my right castle, or a very similar animation. Actually, let's just record our own animation for it. Let's go over here to the right castle. We'll hit create, and let's call this open castle door dash right. And then we'll record an animation for this one as well. So we'll go to the 1 second keyframe. We'll go select that gate and just drag it up. I'm going to stop recording again, grab the canvas for that one, and just drag it down as a child so that we can set up the animation here. Go select the castle again, select the animation, hit record, go select that canvas, go to the 1 second mark, right? And then move it up here. And then at the 2 second mark, just like I did in the other one, I'm going to move it forward so that it kind of pops up and out. from there. So go bam, pops up and out. I'll just take this Z transition or the Z key point there and move it over. Stop recording, watch it, goes up and out, looks good. All right, so we play. We've got animations on both of those, and they should both have an animator now. So if I look at them both, my right castle has an animator that's opening up the right door automatically, and the left one has one that's opening the left door. I'm going to add in a transition. So let's make a default state. We'll go to the animator here. We're just going to set up these two animators separately. I could combine them, but I'm just going to be lazy with it and make two separate ones real quick. We'll right click, hit a create empty state, and make this just the default like idle or default state. We'll right click, make that the layer default, and then we'll make a transition from any state into open door. I'm going to actually just drag the idle one down here. And then we'll just add in a parameter just like we did before that's a trigger, name it open, and then we'll make that the condition. So we'll say condition here is open, and bam. Now we'll do the same exact thing for our other animator controller. So this was the right one. I'll go select my left castle. We'll go open up the left castle controller. Let's go to the project view real quick and just see where that is. So left castle, go select the left castle controller. You see it's right here in the animator folder or the animation folder, just like the other one. Here we got the same setup. So I'm just going to move that up here. We'll make an empty state. We'll name this idle, where it's not really doing anything. Make that the default for now. And then we'll make a transition over here. We'll hit plus, add a trigger, name it open, and then add that as the condition. All right, so now I've got some animations that'll play when we call trigger dot or animator dot set trigger open and make those doors open up. And then the other thing I wanted to do was make the characters walk over to those points. So I need to put in these castles like some sort of a walk point. So let's do that as well. I'll right click on my left castle. Let's add an empty game object, or let's add a 3D object that's maybe a sphere. Let's do a cube. There we go. I want to, ooh, that's way huge. So I'm going to scale this thing way, way down. Let's drag that out so that it's not a child. Reset the scale to 111 and then drag it in so that it is a child. The problem with having a weirdly scaled parent there, I probably should have made an empty parent and then put the collider underneath it, but whatever. I've got my cube here. This is going to be my walk point or like my destination. I'm just going to shove this kind of back here into the castle so that they can walk back into there. And I could even leave the renderer on. I don't think my player is going to see it. I'll duplicate that. Well, first let's name this destination. Let's say left castle walk point. That looks good. Then I'll duplicate it, make a right castle walk point. So I'll rename this from left to right. Get rid of the 1 here. I'm going to reset the position here. So just 0, 0, 0 it. And then the rotation as well. I don't know why that's offset. And then let's put this into position. So let's drag it down, hit F, and get it kind of where we want. Now the scale of this thing is still all wonky and weird, but I'm not really too worried about it. I just need to have a point here that I can use to send the players to. I can even turn off the mesh renderers if I want to and just use that. So I don't need to worry too much about the scale or anything. Just need to have those points. So now that I've got that, let's see, what do I need to do? I guess to go hook up our code. Let's go back to our game manager. We'll go open up the game manager script. And if we've got a correct answer, we call castle.open, which needs to set our animator to open. And then we also need to tell all of our knights to go to that castle. So first, let's make it set the animator to our open state. So just say get component animator dot set trigger, and we'll set the open trigger. We can get rid of this comment to disable the door because we don't need to do that anymore. Probably get rid of that reference completely, in fact. The other thing we want to do is go to our knight manager or our knight game manager, and here tell all of our knights to go to that castle. So say for each var knight in knights, just loop through all of our knights. If the knight's active, it'll move. So we'll say knight.get component nav mesh agent, and we'll set the destination of that nav mesh agent to the castle's what did we call that point? I already named it and forgot. It's the castle walk point. So we'll go back into the script. We'll set it to the castle.castle. Oh, let's call it .walk point. Now we need a walk point, so we'll generate a field for it. We'll make a get only property that's a vector 3. And this could just return back the position of that transform. So let's say walk point dot position. We don't really need the transform, we just need the position. So let's generate a serialized field for the walk point, which would be a transform. We'll get rid of that door reference because we don't need it anymore. Save that off. Let's just look at that full script one more time so you can see the whole thing. We'll get rid of line 25 as well. We don't need that. One more build. jump back into Unity and let's go hook those up. So it's on our castles. We need to add in the walk points. The left castle gets the left castle walk point. There we go. And right castle gets the right castle walk point. We don't need to set up an avatar. I think we're good to go. Am I missing anything? I don't know. We'll hit play and we'll see. If anybody can think of anything that I missed, let me
Hello,
know.
Commander. We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle.
All right, so we've got the 4.
That's not it. That's the number 3. Wow, that's amazing. You find the number 4.
All right, they went in and they walked in. Now, one issue, of course, is just that the animation is looping. So we've got to go fix that. I think there was a question about why we couldn't just use one animation. We could if I wanted to line things up right and set up the parents and children right. I just didn't feel like going through the process. Right now they're offset. The children are offset a little bit from the objects and all that, and I didn't want to go moving things around. Felt like it was just going to be a little bit extra work. So that's all. Let's go find the animation. So we've got these 2 animations, and I want to uncheck loop time on both of them. We're going to uncheck loop time, save, and now the castle door should open up, and the guy should just walk right in. Let's try one more time. By the way, if you haven't hit the like button and
we're happy that
subscribe
you came to
share
help
and all
us.
that, please
We need
go
you
hit
to
'em.
send the knights to the right castle.
All right, so here we got 3 guys.
That's not it. That's the number 2. That's right. Great job. That's the number 3.
All right, so they went into number 3, and then we need to do like a reset. Like that needs to close, and then the doors just need to completely reset. So let's do that next. We'll go into our game manager. Let's see, scripts, game manager. And then after we get the correct answer, let's just hang out for a little while in a coroutine and then do a reset. So let's say reset game after delay. And we'll make that a coroutine. So let's say start coroutine. Reset game after delay. Alt enter and generate a method. In fact, we want to make this be an I enumerator though, not string. In fact, we might want to, did I spell that wrong? I enumerator. I definitely spelled it wrong. So we might even want to make handling the correct answer be kind of run in a coroutine, because we might want to run a bit of more complex code. We might want to not just set the destination. We might want to like play some animation, do a little transition and all that. So I think that we'll do that. Let's change this. So let's go handle correct answer instead of being void is going to return an I enumerator. We're going to find the reference to it here, which is in handle incorrect answer or handle correct answer. No, here's what we'll do. We'll make this void, and we're going to take all of this code here, alt enter, and extract it. So everything down to 64, extract it, and we'll call this handle correct answer ANSWER async. There we go. And then this is going to return an I enumerator. There we go. Not get my spelling right, but I got it in there. Okay, so what do we want to do that for? Well, I want to make this just be a coroutine. So I'll start the coroutine, kind of kicking it off, and then I'll get rid of that second call to start a coroutine. We'll just kind of manage that inside of here. In fact, I could probably get rid of that and just do it all in the handle correct answer. I need to add a using statement for it using system.collections up there at the top. That got added with alt enter and enter. And now we'll make it go through and actually handle this stuff. So we'll play the correct answer. We'll open the castle door. Then let's wait. The yield, return, new, wait for seconds. And we'll just wait for 1 second. So we'll give him a whole second to play. Now, when he plays a correct answer, let's also make him play an animation. So I'm going to go down here into play correct. I'll say get component, and we'll get the animator. And we'll do a, what do we need to do? Set trigger and set the talk trigger. I believe that's what we called it. Let's go back and look at it real quick. So remember on our character, on our narrator character, the blue knight here. So select him, go to the animator. He's got this talk trigger that just takes him into the talking state. So I just wanted to be able to fire that off when he starts talking or when he's giving the correct answer. So it says, hey, we're playing correct, talk. In fact, we should probably just play this one. We play an incorrect one too. Let's paste that there. Okay, so we play correct. We'll open the castle. We'll wait for a second, walk the guys in. And then let's move this debug log way up to the top. Then we'll wait again. Let's copy the yield. We'll wait, and let's wait for like 5 seconds. After that, we'll just go through and pick a new answer, reset our guys, and yeah, I think that's it, right? We'll say reset game. after that. So to reset the game, let's generate a method and let's figure out what goes into resetting a game. It's essentially the stuff that we use to set it up initially. So if we go up here into our on enable, we need to pick a random number of nights. I think we could probably crank this up between more than 2 and 5. Let's go all the way up to 9 now. We can set them to active and then we set our castle numbers. So let's make this number here something that's a little bit more variable. I'm going to go up and add a serialized field. Serialized field, we'll say int max number equals 9. And then let's just copy that in here. Paste and paste and paste. Now we probably add in a min number too. I'll just copy that, paste it, make this min. Get rid of the private keywords and copy that min in there as well, replacing the 2s. All right, now I'm going to take the code here that generates the nights or sets the nights and sets the castle numbers and on enable, cut it, drop it right down here into reset game, and then let's just call reset game in on enable. So when we enable, we'll do a reset, and then afterwards we'll do another reset where we'll go through, we'll set the nights, we'll set the castle numbers. Now, when we set the nights, we also need to set them back to their initial position. So let's say nights I reset position. And we'll just add a method on there so that they can kind of reset themselves. So hit Alt Enter, generate a method, and say transform.position equals original position. And we'll generate a field for the original position. Now we just need to cache that original position, maybe in awake. And now we've got a way to just bounce them right back. So they'll reset, they'll set themselves to active or not, and then we'll set the castle numbers. Let's go try that out and hit play. I think we're almost done functionality wise, and then I can go eat because I'm getting hungry. Oh yeah, not enough nights or too many nights is a good idea too. Anyway, I also just wanted to say again, thanks for everybody hopping in here and just joining us. Like I'm trying to keep up on chat and stuff, but it's pretty impossible to do that and talk coherently while we work through code without getting lost. So thanks again, everybody, for coming out here. If you don't mind dropping comments afterwards or just hitting like button, subscribing, sharing, and all that stuff, it really does help. Anytime now. Come on, hit the play button a while ago. Just sitting here waiting. All right. Well, I don't know what's going on. Sitting there. Let's do a build and writer. It forces Unity to start acting right. Nope. Well, that's an interesting one. This is the longest time I've seen it sit here. Figures that they would do something like this on a stream, huh? There's a min amount to 2 and not 9. Like, oh, yeah, good point. I think I left the min and max at 9 because I did a copy paste. Thank you very much for calling that out. Let's go right back up here. That was in Game Manager. Yep, min number needs to be 2. Let's do a build again. All right, come on, Unity. Switch back over. I might have to kill the editor and just restart it. In fact, I think that's what we're going to end up doing. It looks like the editor has completely crashed. I don't think I have any changes here that aren't saved. So I think we'll just kill it and we'll restart it. So let's go find Unity, which of the millions of Unity instances it is. Die, Unity editor. Did it die? Yep, there we go. Okay, so let's try that again. We'll reopen our Unity hub. Pop this project open. Knights invade the castle. And we'll give it another go. All right, let's see. We should be good. Let's hit play and see where it is. I think everything's going to work.
Hello, Commander. We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle.
Or 3. Oh, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 knights.
That's not it. That's the number 3. That's the number 8. You got it. Good job.
Okay, so that's not bad. But that is not gonna work. They just walked right in. Okay, let's see what happens next. I think it's gonna switch again. Is it? No?
That's not it. That's the number 5. That's right. Great job. That's the number 3.
Okay. So their destination. That was interesting. Let's see. I've got a couple things messed up here. So first is an error saying that the destination couldn't be set. That's weird. Oh, because this guy probably the night was not enabled. So we just need to make sure that the night is active. So say if night dot is active self is active and enabled. There we go. That'll work. Then we'll actually set the nav mesh agent's destination because we don't want to move ones that aren't there. That's just spamming out an error. The other issue, but I mean that error shouldn't stop it. So the other issue is, let's see, we reset game, we pick a new set of numbers, we set a new set of castle numbers. We don't reset the castle, so we need to reset both of the castles. Let's do that. And then what's the other issue that's going on? We are setting a number. I guess when we set the number, we could probably just do a reset right there too. So we'll just let's say close the thing right here. So I'm actually just going to copy this. When we set the number, we'll just call close, and I'm just going to make that do like a reset and go straight back into the other animation or the other animator or the other animation state. Let me get my words clear a little bit. So go to the animator, I'll go to the animation, we'll go to those castle doors. Not the animation, the left castle right here, the animator. We're going to go any state into idle, and we'll just make this be a trigger called close. I'm just gonna switch back out of that open door. I'm gonna do the same thing for the right castle. This is again pretty ugly. Not a beautiful animation transition at all. Not a good animator setup, but it'll work for now. It's just got to be simple enough. Oh, I need to actually select the condition. Go to close, and I need to make sure that I did that on the other one because I don't think that I did. Yep, I left the condition unselected. Should make it a little bit weird. It would just jump right into that. Okay, so I'm going to hit play one more time, and then we're just going to walk through the functionality and make sure that I
Hello,
didn't miss
Commander.
anything.
We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle.
Okay, so I've got 3 knights. I hit
That's
6.
not it. That's the number 6.
Right. Hit
That's
3.
right. Great job. That's the number 3.
So they walk in. And then... why are they going again? What is going on here? What did I miss? So first, let's see if there's any errors. Okay. No errors. All right. So what we're going to do is just debug because I think I'm just missing something obvious and simple, and I'm not sure what it is. When we reset the... oh, yeah, I know what it is. When we reset the knights... hold on. Maybe I don't know what it is. So we go to the game manager. In here, we're setting the castle numbers and we're setting up the knights. We set the knights and we should be... where's my code to set the knights? Reset game is going to reset their position and set them to active or not based on whether they should be active. It is not going to set their destination. We set their destination. Let's go in the night. In reset position, we should probably set their destination, right? Because right now in on enable, we go to the leader dot position, and then we have another bit of code that sets the destination back to something else. So in reset position, actually, yeah, we just want to call this line of code. There we go. That's it. So in on enable, we just want to call, or in reset position, when we reset the character, we want to reset them to walking out to the correct spot. That makes sense. That fixes it. It seemed like a much more complicated issue than
Hello,
than
Commander.
because
We're
that's
happy
gonna
that you
reset
came
it
to
too,
help
so
us.
they walk right back out.
We need you to send the knights to the right castle.
All right, so we got 3 guys. They go in. Wait, what? Now I've got an exception. What did I break? Okay, so something broke here. Let's go take a look at it. We'll double click on it, and it's saying that the clip for incorrect numbers is wrong from the incorrect number. Oh, that's what? Let me see. So I click it. Let's put a breakpoint here. I'm a little bit confused. Did I break my incorrect numbers? What did I do here? So incorrect number is 0. Why does it think it's 0? And then so there are entries here, but why does it think that I'm clicking on castle number 0? Why does it think that castle is bound to 0? Must be an exception somewhere else breaking it. Oh, okay. I bet reset position is called either, let's see. Either the nav mesh agent isn't cached yet. So that's happening in awake. Where is this called from? It's called from reset game and reset game. Hold on. Where's reset game called from? Let's find it. called from on it. Okay, here's the problem. Let's talk this through real quick because this is an issue that might hit multiple people in other scenarios, and this is literally just a script execution order issue, and it's something that can be weird and kind of catch people off guard. So I got my console window. I don't have two console windows. My console window down here. I just want to talk through what the problem is. So right here, we're getting a null reference exception that reset positions nav mesh agent is null. It's saying that something is null here, and I know that the problem is that it's the nav mesh agent. The leader is serialized. It's just in there. I know that that didn't break. So the nav mesh agent isn't set. And if we go up here, we can see the nav mesh agent is cached in awake of the night. If we go down here at the reset position method, we can see where this is called from. We got one usage. It's called either from, what is it? Game manager, reset game right there. So we look here, we've got reset position called from reset game. Reset game is called right here in the handle correct answer, but it's also called one other spot. It's called right here in on enable. Now on enable is called after awake, but the way that it works and the way that it works in Unity is that awake and on enable are called for an object, and then they're called for another one, and then they're called for another one, and then another one. It goes through all the awake and on enables for an object. Well, it does it for one object and then the next. It's not like all awakes get called and then all on enables. It's all awakes and on enables for the object, then starts get called. So the easy solution to fix this is to just change this to be from on enable to be in start, where we do a reset of the game. Now, the reason that that helps is because if our game manager runs its awake first, it won't have a null reference exception in the night because the night will have already cached itself. But if the game manager runs first, which is what we were just happening, the night hasn't cached its nav mesh agent, so we get that null reference exception. Switching it to start means that the night and the game manager both cache their important things in the awake, like their references, and then start is available once all of that stuff is done and all the references are set up. So moving that to reset, or that reset game into start, and let's just turn that to an expression body as well. Doing one more build. That should solve the issue. Let's hit play and try it. Let's see.
Hello, Commander. We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle.
We got 3. We go choose 2. And, we got another error. Let's choose the right answer. Let's see what the error was now. Must be outside the range of collection. Did I miss something else? Let's see. Narrator is calling the incorrect clip. What did I miss here? I've definitely missed something. So I'm going to stop playing. I'm going to uncheck maximize on play, and we're going to do a little bit of debugging here. So I know I keep getting consoles because I'm clicking on the window down there. That's why. So close that, close that. Let's hit play. I'm going to clear the log. We're just going to debug through and figure out what's going on here.
Hello,
I've definitely
Commander.
missed something else.
We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle.
Nav mesh agent set destination is still getting a null reference. Why is it getting a null one? Let's try it again. Right. Just double checking. Nav mesh agent's good. The leader's good. Seems good. Good, good. Good, good. Where's the error one? Ah, here we go. So this one, not all of them. Orange Knight 4 doesn't have its nav mesh agent.
Hello, Commander.
I bet I know what happened.
We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send.
Does he have a nav mesh? Oh, I bet it's because they're not enabled. That's why. Okay, I know the problem is. So the issue here, sorry, another weird fun issue. Since these objects were not enabled, since my knights over here were disabled, 4 through 9, their awake method that does the caching also never got called. So 2 different issues. Two problems, and we just fixed them both by just enabling those guys. Remember that the reset is just going to turn off the
We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle.
There we go. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 knights.
That's not it. That's the number 8. Aye, that's it. You found the number 6. Great work.
Our beautiful knights walk right over. And then, okay, we did hit an exception here. I'm not sure what that is. We'll take a look at it in a second. We got 2 knights.
You got it. That's the number 2.
All right. I think we need a little more instruction here for sure. We get, there's going to be 4 knights.
That's not it. That's the number 3. That's amazing. You find the number 4.
All right, so I think we're getting closer. Now I want to add in more instruction here and some cheering, and I also want to clean up that path a little bit. Let's look at this navigation area. If we go to the navigation window, where's that at? Window, remember AI and navigation. Kind of like walking over that edge there, and I really don't want them to. I guess part of the problem is that they're walking over the edge. Let's make this navigation static and not walkable and make it baked. Because the ground here is going down underneath and it's kind of making it so that they're walking underneath. Let me show you. So if I go select this object here, go to the inspector, they're walking on this part. That's why you're seeing them kind of sliding underneath. But if I make this not walkable, we're on the navigation section. Now it's kind of tightened down that area. And I just want to do the same for a couple of these spots. Let's make them not walkable so that we get a tighter area on the path that they're walking on. Go to not walkable there. I think I want to do the same over here. Not walkable. Maybe even this area. Not walkable. And on that one. Okay, let's go to bake again. We should get a tighter little nav mesh there. Ooh, that got too tight. Let's make this one walkable again. Or let's I don't want to do that. I'll do that. There we go. I just drug it over a little bit, and now we've got a path that they can walk on. That'll work for me. Okay, I think that should look a little bit better. I think that looks good. Now I want to make it so that they play that little cheer animation or something though. And we didn't grab one of those, so I'm gonna jump back to Mixamo, and let's just find a cheer. I still have the window open, so it's just nice and easy to go find like a cheering animation like that. Yeah, they're excited. Oh yeah. Let's download that FBX for Unity without the skin. Looking good. And then we'll drop that in. We'll go set up that animation real quick for anybody that missed the animation setup part. All we have to do is go to the animation folder. We go find our cheering animation, go to the inspector, go to the rig, choose the avatar, and copy it from another avatar. We'll copy it from our first night avatar. Hit yes. And this is the night avatar that's in the models one, not in the fixed folder. And now we'll go back to the animation, go select the cheering, go back to the animation tab, and we'll just hit the play button to view it in the preview. I don't see anything showing up in there, so let's drag a character in. Let's go collapse. Oh, let's hit apply first. Collapse all this down, and then we'll drag in like an orange knight here into the preview. I've lost my window. Let's see, cheering. There we go. Drag an orange knight in. Bam. We'll hit play. And that's what it should look like. That's going to be the cheer. All right, let's go find the animator for our knight. We'll open it up, and then we'll add the cheering animation to it. So drag that in, and just drag in cheering. And then we'll make that a transition, probably from any state, I think. So we'll do a transition from any state to cheering. We'll make a trigger here, or let's make a bool. Make this called cheer. And when it's true, we'll go into the cheering state. And then as soon as it's false, we'll just switch out and into the idle state, which can then allow us to go into walking. So do a make a transition into idle. Here, let's move this over. You can see the line a little bit more. And we'll do this as soon as cheering is false. There we go. So cheer is equal to false. So that should give us the transition. I'll uncheck has exit time. So as soon as we turn off cheering, they stop cheering and start walking. And then let's go back into the code and make them actually cheer. So we'll open up Rider one more time. And then in our night code, where's our night right here? When we get the correct answer, right now, what do? We just, let's see. Well, let's go through it. When we get the correct answer, let's find our correct answer code. Handle correct answer. We go handle correct answers async. We loop through all the nights and we set their destination. First, let's just loop through them all and make them cheer. So we'll wait. Maybe right when we start, we'll actually loop through them. Let's do that. And then we'll say if they're active and enabled. Now, we should probably move some of this code into the night, but I'm not going to for now. If they're active and enabled, then we'll get a animator component. We'll say get the animator, and we'll set the bool. We'll do set bool, and we're gonna set cheer to true. So that'll turn on cheering for all of them, and I could just turn this into a method. Let's say toggle cheer. And then let's make this maybe be like true. It takes in a Boolean parameter. I can click on it. Let's minimize this and make this take a Boolean parameter. So state, say state right there, and we'll copy that down here. Now I have a toggle cheer that loops through all of my nights and toggles them either to true or false cheering state. save that off, and then what we'll do is just call toggle cheer at the beginning, toggle it on, and then we'll wait maybe let's wait 1 second there, then we'll toggle cheer off. Let's wait 2 seconds. Or let's wait 1.5, and then we'll wait another 1 second here. So we'll cheer, we'll turn it off, and then let's go maybe half a second. There we go. Something like that. Just trying to figure out kind of a reasonable flow. And then we'll do the walk and all that. And maybe after this, I think I want to play like some text saying, "Great job. Here's some more knights," or something. One other thing I wanted to do though, I want to move this guy. So one of the issues that I've got is I can just picture them counting this guy in there as well, because he is also a knight, and it's going to be a little bit confusing that he kind of counts as a knight. So I feel like maybe he should just disappear or something else or hide, or I don't know. I feel like it's going to be confusing. Like maybe I need my narrator to not be a knight. Maybe my narrator should be like a different character. Like so he looks like, actually let's try that. Let's try switching that off and turn on like the, oh, that didn't work. All right, let's try this guy. This one have a material. Soldier 01. Let's see. Let's just go take a quick peek at him. So he's got a material here. Where's his material section? Ah, it's missing. Let's just find it. It should be soldier or something, right? Characters. Let's see. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's kind of it. I want to make him maybe that one. And let's take off his sword. Can I do that? Let's see. Uncheck his sword. Well, uncheck his helmet. This'll. I'm gonna make this guy not a knight. Like, hopefully we can argue that he's not a knight. If I can select, I don't know if his helmet will actually uncheck though. I don't know if that's an option here. The root, we got the spine, the upper legs, the spine. I don't know if there's a parent up there. Head, no. Okay. I could turn off his head bone, but that's not gonna help. Okay. Oh, good. That's enough for me. I think I'll just use this guy as my narrator mesh, and maybe I'll move him, maybe not. I haven't really decided. Let's hit play one more time. I've forgotten where we were.
Hello, Commander. We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle.
One, two, three, four, five, six.
Aye, that's it. You found the number 6. Great work.
All right. Numbers feel big.
That's the number 8. You got it. Good job.
Okay, so yeah, I want to do a prompt here
That's right.
when the new guys
Great
come
job.
out. So let's say like what castle should these orange guys go into? Something like that. Let's say what castle will fit these orange knights? Save. Oh, we got to pick a speaker. Let's pick gray again. So I think I'll just make a couple little phrases here. Like which castle can hold this many orange knights? We'll just download like I think that's good. We'll just do these two. Which castle 1, and then we'll do a which castle 2. Okay, so we got 2 clips there that we can play between, and then I think I want to just play that on the narrator. So we'll just go to our narrator again, and we'll say like this would be the choose castle lists or something. So we'll copy the serialized list of audio clips and say choose castle. Just be a list of options that we can pick from for that. So we'll make it public void choose or play choose castle. And then here we'll just play one of those clips. So we'll say var clip equals, and we'll pick one from here. We'll just do random dot range of 0, comma, choose castle dot length, which is just going to give us one of the two entries here. Hopefully that's all showing up on the screen there. And then we'll just play it right here. I should probably cache this audio source, but I think I'm still going to just stay lazy with it for now. So we'll play choose castle here in narrator, and we'll just call that from the game manager. So when we reset, after the knights kind of walk out to their walk point, or this is not in the reset, first reset right here. So after the knights are reset and go to their walk point, I mean, I kind of want to make this into an IEnumerator, like a coroutine, like wait a little while and then play the choose castle message, right? So let's make this IEnumerator instead of void. We'll get rid of that private keyword here. We'll do a little yield, turn new, wait for seconds, and we'll wait for like, I don't know, let's wait for 5 seconds for the guys to come out, and then we'll play the text. That's on the narrator though, so say narrator.play choose castle. And setting the castle numbers, that right now it resets everything and clears them out. I almost feel like, oh, I guess we could do that right away. There's no reason to wait on it. Let's make it so that reset game is called as a coroutine though. So I'll copy it, find our two usages of it. One is in start. To do this, I can just make this IEnumerator. A lot of people don't know that, but a start method can actually run as a coroutine. And then we just do yield, return, reset game. Let's see if I can spell it right. But yes, you can just make a start method essentially work as a coroutine. There we go. If you can spell. Yield. There we go. Wait, what am I missing here? Okay, let's switch this out of an expression body. Oh, I got my words mixed up there. Yield, return, reset game. There we go. It's because I was in the expression body method. There we go. Sorry, all my typing. It's because I had, essentially when I was in my expression body, I had it like this. Return, yield, return, and I was getting myself all kinds of mixed up. So I can't generate this into an expression body method. Bad habit of mine, I guess. That wouldn't work there. All right, so I've got my reset game method here. And now if I go down here, it's actually going to kick off as a coroutine. Let's find the other reference to it, though. So we had one in start and one in handle correct answer. Same thing here. We're already in a coroutine, so we don't want to start a new one. We just do a yield, return. Yield, return that coroutine. We'll just wait until that coroutine's done. All right, I don't know. I think I might be almost done with this game. Almost wrapped up. Let's go add in our sound effects here. We've got our choose castle sound effects. We'll go to the project view, go to the audio folder, and we'll take which castle 1 and which castle 2. Just drop them in. Number 1 and, oh, can I get my mouse there? Number 2. Drop it right on. We'll save that off. Hit play. By the way, there was a note in chat about my random selection being inclusive for min number and max number. We should probably fix that. So let's just go to game manager because we can't get up to the number 10, or we can't get up to the number 9 because it's exclusively counting it. So it's basically cutting out the number 9 in our random check. Let's do that. If we go down here to the random.range, we have a couple ways that we could change it. We could probably just do max number plus 1. Probably the best way to do it. And in fact, let's just do it that way. Let's do the max number plus 1, make it inclusive here. Are we doing a random range somewhere else? I think so. Let's search for where we're doing another random range. Let's see, Control Shift F, random.range. So we're looking through the max number here for knights as well. Just saying plus 1. Any others? Knight number, and then this is all other stuff that's not ours. Okay, cool. So we'll do the build, and I think we're good. Let's hit play and try it out. I think we've got a game.
Hello, Commander. We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle. What castle will fit these orange knights?
Ooh, the text is a little bit too soon, so let's stop playing and fix that. Go into the game manager. It's just a timing issue. So in the, let's see, in the part where we're playing it, which was in our, I've lost track already. Oh, it's right here. It's right here. I'm literally looking straight at it. This spot. We just need to increase that to maybe 7 seconds. Let's try that. Give them a little bit more time. I don't want to rush them through it and just start spamming questions and make them not be able to look around and think. So, let's
Hello,
play.
Commander. We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle. Which castle can hold this many orange knights?
Outside of their collision stuff, we can fix that too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go.
That's the number 9. You got it.
All
Good
right.
job.
Knights walk in. We get new numbers.
What castle will fit these orange knights?
There we go.
Great work. You got the number 5.
Looking better. So I wanted to change something on these knights so that they avoid a little bit better. Let's go to the nav mesh agent and let's just actually I think I would probably just pull in the radius.
What castle will fit these orange knights? That's
So
the
pull
number
in
2.
that radius so that they don't collide as much and they'll just kind of avoid each other and be good enough, I think, for now. Let's see. Get a couple more. Hopefully we got 7 and not 2. Ooh, that's 2.
Which castle can hold this many orange knights? 7. That's not it. That's the number 7. That's the number 2.
Okay, last thing we need to fix. So first we're going to turn down this radius real quick to 0.25. And then we're going to make it so that when you click on these, you can't click on them again for a little while. Because otherwise they're just going to go bam, 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 and just keep clicking the screen and drive everybody nuts and ruin the game and not have a fun experience with it. So let's kind of kid-proof this real quick by making our on mouse down not be able to fire more than once, like per 3 seconds or something. So we'll say if time.time is less than or equal to last click time plus 3, return. Bam. And then we'll just say last click time is equal to time.time, and we'll generate a field for it. So that's all we really need. So now we're limited to only clicking on it every 3 seconds. So when we click on it, time.time will be, yeah, it won't be less than because time.time will be greater than. Last click time will be 0. So unless we click on it in the first 3 seconds, we'll be fine. Then we'll set last click time to our current time and then just check. Let's go see and make sure that I didn't mess up my logic there. But assuming my logic makes sense, which it does in my head, but been at this for a little while, yeah, we'll see. So let's
Hello,
play
Commander.
on through.
We're happy that you came to help us. We need you to send the knights to the right castle. That's not it. Which castle can hold this many orange knight? That's not it. That's the number 3. That's not it. That's the number 3.
There we go.
That's not it. That's the number 3. That's it. You found the number 7?
They're all excited.
Amazing
All right,
job.
so if you're excited too, make sure that you hit the thumbs up button. I think I'm going to wrap this up in just a second. If anybody wants to see the code, like just wants it shared, I could definitely do that. Just drop a comment below. If there's, I don't know, like 10 people or so that want to see it, I'll go through the effort of dropping the code up onto a gist and making it available. It looks like there might be 1 or 2 little bugs left still, and there's definitely lots of room for improvement. But hopefully you've kind of learned how to set up a basic game with some simple flow, run through the whole process of hooking up some voiceovers, animations, and a whole bunch of other stuff. If this was any kind of helpful, make sure that you like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Share the video out somewhere. Share it with whoever you know, everyone you know. I got courses and all kinds of other stuff linked down below you can check out as well. And I'll be doing lots more of these videos. If this thing's popular, people like it, we'll do a lot more like this, and we'll just kind of build on maybe different game types, perhaps some that are like more adult or teenager friendly, not so much kid based. But again, this was just an idea that popped up. It gave me the idea, and I thought, hey, let's make the game real quick the next day. It's kind of got a little bit delayed. I'm going to build it out, though, put it onto a mobile device, let them play it, and see how it actually works out. So thanks again for everybody for coming out here and watching. I really appreciate it. And thanks for hitting the like, subscribe, and sharing and all that stuff as well. All right, I'll see you all again soon. And goodbye.